Welcome to the Flight Life YouTube channel, home of the Truth Tracker investigation series. In Series 2 we investigate the tragic murder of Gabby Petito and the whereabouts of Brian Laundrie. From building a full interactive map to A to Z character profiles, timelines and picture and video case presentations, take a journey with us into each investigation like never before. Welcome to Truth Tracker, Series 2. The Gabby Petito case.
Parents Gabby Petito documented her cross-country journey with her fiancé online.
Looked like a romantic adventure full of promise.
I loved it. Last seeing them and everything, they were rocky.
On August 12, Moab, Utah police were dispatched when a 911 caller reported
September 1st, after she was last heard from on the 25th. He was in her van but did not come back with her.
one van life couple had been paying close attention to Gabby's story, Kyle and Jen Bethune. When Jen saw a post that Gabby and Brian had been in the Tetons in Wyoming on the same night that they had been, she rushed to her computer to view footage of their trip.
And I saw that white speck of van, and I was like, please keep going, please keep going. And it did, and it got bigger and bigger.
She just some reason instantly knew that it was hers.
The Bethunes say they called the FBI and uploaded their footage to the FBI website. The next day came the announcement that everyone had been dreading.
Human remains were discovered.
Gabby's remains had been found a 4-minute walk from where the Bethunes had spotted the van.
The backpack supposedly jump into that Mustang and go to the Mayakahatchee entrance, which goes into the...
Living it every night with your boy. Turn yourself in, Brian. Once in your life, be a man.
The Laundrie family attorney says the human remains found yesterday in Florida likely belong to Brian Laundrie. Authorities have been searching for Laundrie in a nature reserve near his family's home. He disappeared shortly after his fiancée, Gabby Petito, was reported missing.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael McPherson. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI Tampa Division. As you're aware, the FBI and the Northport Police Department and our state and local law enforcement partners have been searching the area of the Carlton Reserve for Brian Laundrie, a person of interest in the murder of Gabby Petito. Earlier today, investigators found what appears to be human remains, along with personal items such as a backpack and notebook belonging to Brian Laundrie. These items were found in an area that up until recently have been underwater. Our evidence response team is on scene using all available forensic resources to process the evidence. It's likely the team will be on scene for several days. And to have a lot of evidence.
What's up, guys? Yes, my melon is on the screen now. And we are live with Truth Seeker. Truth Seeker, did you get your, Kathy, did you get your audio worked out?
Can you guys hear me without an echo now?
Checking out the chat. Hey, Ronnie girl. Hey, Fran. Hey, soldier girl. Thank you, Fran. Yeah, that was a little intro I cut together. I had to ask Kathy how this background looks behind me because I feel like I'm blending with the image.
It's good. Looks good weird. You're blending with the image because your hat lines up with that hat almost perfect, and your shoulders. It's like you couldn't be better.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So what we're gonna do today, guys, is so I went back into the presentation and I was able to. I know when you guys saw the presentation the last time. The pictures were real small, and I was preparing it, even though I was showing it, I wasn't fully 100% prepared to show you guys it. But tonight, I feel like for the first time, I'm really prepared to show you guys it. And me and Kathy are gonna work through it, and while we're doing it, we're gonna take live call-ins. Anybody who wants to call in and has any questions while we are working through the presentation, feel free to do so. Most of the time, I'm going to be focused on the presentation as we're going through the pages of it, and Kathy will be checking in on your comments, or a Truth Seeker will be checking in on your comments If you have anything you want to say or you want to call in, shout out Truth Seeker in the comments. So we're going to dive right into it, guys. And also with this presentation, this isn't going to be like you saw it before. This is like watching a video almost. So this whole presentation is Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's case from when they left New York all the way up to Wyoming, up to September 1st. And I pulled together all of their social media posts from Instagram, from the Dirt website, from TikTok, reviews they wrote on the Dirt website, to the list of places they wanted to go. And also, Kathy has the link to the interactive map that you guys can... What'd you say, Kath?
I dropped it already, but I'll keep adding it.
Yeah, if you anybody who joins this live stream, you guys can get a free copy of the interactive map. It's not a download, it's a web page, just like going to any internet web page. So you ain't got to worry about viruses or anything like that. It's
Is that
online.
the link I've been giving them?
I'm not sure. But yeah, we're... Huh?
I've been giving them the link to the one that I got bookmarked.
Matt said, check your balance, Chris. I can only hear you through one speaker. All right.
Oh, is he watching it in his
Sometimes StreamYards does that. There, I just slicked it off on
now
stereo.
you sound better.
Okay, sorry about that,
I
guys.
just put in there, check and see if I'm giving them the right map link, because that's the one I've had for a while, unless you got a new one.
Nah, it should be the same one.
Okay.
But
Hi, Motor Vessel.
yeah, I'll share it too. Yeah, there's the map
Timothy
link.
says now he can hear it. Yeah, you're good. Whatever
Alright,
you
cool.
were doing, it's like, I could hear you, but they were right. It was only coming out of one ear.
Well, StreamYards has a setting for stereo or mono, which I don't know if you're an audio technician, you'll know that, but
I never pay
yeah,
attention to
I
that.
I switch it back and forth because I'm not sure which one's gonna work with my microphone through StreamYards. All right, so let me prep up the presentation. That intro video that gets you going, don't it? I'm feeling going.
The music was great. And where did you get the voice where you started talking when you were introducing the channel?
That's top secret.
That wasn't your voice. I was listening to that going, wow, did he get Matt to help?
Yeah, that's top secret. I'll tell you later.
All right.
All right. So like I said, Kathy's going to be taking your comments as we work through this presentation. This ain't going to be no 5-hour live stream either. This presentation's set up where we can just work through it. We're not going to be reading the captions on each photo and stuff like that. We're going to be reading the top and bottom of each slide as we go along and just moving. So if you have any comments, leave them in the comments. Kathy will answer you, or shoot them over to me and I'll answer you. Or if you want to call in, feel free to call in. The link is in the comments section.
Let me throw that link in there. I'm not sure if they have it yet. If you guys want to call into the show, that link I just put in there should work. And then if you click on it, then you have to type a comment in there to let him know you're in the basement so he knows to pull you in.
Yeah.
On with the show.
Because it's going to be harder for me to check back for people in the basement too. I didn't think about that. So I'll let you know. You can see the Gabby Petito case on the screen, right, Kathy? Yep. All right, guys. So let's begin. We're going to view every social media post made by Gabby and Brian across multiple websites in this presentation, and we're going to work through it from New York to Wyoming up to September 1st. So, July 2nd, 2021, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie depart for their trip. The couple depart Blue Point on July 2nd, 2021, after modifying a white 2012 Ford Transit van as a mobile living space. July 3rd, 2021, Old Chain of Rocks Bridge at the Missouri/Illinois state line, and you can see the address up there right under the top title. Gabby Petito records a video of, whoops, sorry about that. Gabby Petito records a video to her travel highlight reel on Instagram, July 3rd, 2021. July 4th, 2021, Monument Rocks, Kansas, posted to Gabby Petito's Instagram page on July 4th, 2021. So now this is a picture set that Gabby Petito posted from Monument Rocks in Kansas. And we're just going to move through them. At any time, if you're watching this live stream, you guys can go back and pause. You're going to have a full case. You'll have the entire case in this video. Each picture where you can see the picture now full screen, and the who posted it, where it was posted, what date it was posted, and whatever they wrote for that day. So just like Gabby Petito posted on July 4th, 2021, Brian Laundrie posted on July 4th, 2021 from Monument Rocks, Kansas. And this is from Brian Laundrie's page on Instagram. This is also from Brian Laundrie's page. Okay, so July 5th, 2021, location unknown somewhere in Colorado after leaving the state of Kansas and heading towards Colorado Springs, Colorado. So this is what we discussed many times about Gabby was a weed smoker, and she posted the left photo, or it's a short video, but I put it up as a photo here. She posted this to her Colorado highlight reel on Instagram on July 5th. And she also posted right after it on her Colorado highlight reel, this salad picture on the right. So, July 6, 2021. After getting food at Slice 420, Gabby Petito sits down on a bench at Bancroft Park and posts this video to her Colorado highlight reel on Instagram. And this is from Slice 420 in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And she's sitting at Bancroft Park. Play it for you one more time. And no, from what Kathy has said, right, Kathy, that restaurant does not serve marijuana pizza.
Hang on, Nikki. Go to your YouTube settings and click on quality and set it to a higher setting, because mine's clear and I can read it.
Yeah, sometimes YouTube will do that. You got to go to the bottom right dots on your what you're viewing on YouTube. Go down to the bottom right hand side and you'll see dots, and then select quality and then select advanced, and then set it up higher. So on July 8th, 2021, and thanks to Sean, right, Kathy, who gave us where this location was? Sweetwater?
Yeah, that came from Sean or Paul. I'm pretty sure it was Sean, though. They're both in the chat. They'll tell us.
Yeah, I think it's Sean.
It was Sean that did all the homework.
Thank you,
Nikki, if you can't
Sean
figure it
or
out,
Paul.
let us know and we'll talk you through it.
So on July 8, 2021, Gabby Petito posted this to her Instagram page on July 8th from Sweetwater Flower Market in Colorado. And it's a series of pictures. And she didn't write any description in the pictures. And this is a little pot from Colorado, which we've had many debates on. It seems to be a weed reference also. But knowing that it was Sweetwater Flower Market, Kathy did say to me, maybe it's just a flower shop. But I said, hey, Kathy,
well, it is a
they
flower
could be.
shop. It is a flower shop, but they sell those for souvenirs. But I'm sure that they're saying is because they know everyone in Colorado
Right.
on vacation wants to buy that because of the marijuana.
Right.
It's a joke to take home. But it's cool that a flower shop would sell a little flower pot, though.
Right.
But
So
I
they-
remember when you were saying it was a weed store, and then I'm pretty sure it was Sean. Yeah, he said you're welcome. So it was
Thanks,
Sean that figured out what store that came from, which is some serious detective work, I'll tell you.
Yeah, because we couldn't figure that out.
I found video today from inside Woody's Tavern and Moonflower. So I
Oh,
was
really?
still going down the Crystal and Kaylin
Yeah,
rabbit hole today.
I got the video from Woody's also. I
Okay.
think I might have showed it once or twice. I'm not sure. But from the bar, the night they went missing, right?
Yeah, well, I found other video that was just the inside of the bar, but also they released, I don't know how long it's been out there, but Ronnie sent me today the last few minutes of their life on CCTV footage. It's pretty short, but it's kind of like black and white and grainy, but it's really sad. So I was going to upload that. I just didn't have time.
So moving on.
Yes, Mochadoro, if I'm saying your name right, that's where you start your weed sprout in your little pot.
So moving on July 7th through July 11th, 2021, multiple posts are made from Gabby and Brian's Instagram pages / highlight reels. The first is made to Gabby Petito's Colorado highlight reel on Instagram July 7th, 2021, and that's this video. Hopefully it won't skip the slide if I play it, and it did, but I'll play it again. So Gabby Petito posted this to her Colorado highlight reel on Instagram July 7th. Next slide. The second is made to Brian Laundrie's travel highlight reel on Instagram July 9th, 2021. So it's showing you that the dates that we have are accurate by their post. So July 7th through July 11th, 2021, Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve, Colorado. Gabby Petito and Brian are there, and they are posting to their Instagram pages. On July 10th, 2021, Gabby Petito posts multiple pictures on Instagram. So this is July 10th. She posted all these pictures. And she wrote, Bikini Bottom isn't the only place there's sandy cheeks. Van life travel. And she also posted this picture on July 10th with a long description that we probably read in past videos, but we're working through the presentation tonight. She posted this picture on July 10th. Okay. So on July 10th, 2021, Brian Laundrie posts multiple pics / videos on Instagram. So these are Brian Laundrie's pics / videos. And he wrote, first time out to the Great Sand Dunes. I've never set foot in a terrain like this, let alone surf down hills of sand or tasted sand. I got to taste a lot of sand. At Gabs Petito. Gabby. He posted this video on July 10th. These are all still from July 10th. Any word in the comments section, Kathy?
No, we're going good. I had something I wanted to tell the people in the chat, though, in case anybody wants to do some homework. Ronnie had messaged me today, I think it was her, asking if anyone knew the dates that Brian went on his solo camping trips to the Appalachian Trail, because they wanted to look and find out if anyone else had been murdered during that time. Because during this trip, we got Kylan, Crystal, and Robert. So it'd be interesting if anyone can find out the dates someplace that say where he went on those solo trips or what dates.
Yeah, that's something I want
to
dig. That's something I want to dig into, because mostly I'm working on that at right now as I'm working through the rest of the presentation. You're going to see a lot more in this presentation. Anybody who's been seeing it, I mean, you're seeing a lot more anyway, because you're watching it like a video now. I put a lot of work into it. So if you're enjoying this, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it around for anybody who needs help looking into the investigation. This will be the most thorough look at this entire case that I think you'll find on the internet, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but I mean, this shows you absolutely everything. And if you want to donate and support the channel, there's a link in the description. You can donate and support the channel. We're not monetized on this YouTube channel, so we're not making no money off of these videos. We do all this for free and to try to help the case. So, yeah, Brian Laundrie posted that video, and we're still working through Brian Laundrie's post from July 7th through July 11th. Okay, so we are on July 11th. All those posts were from July 10th. So now we're on July 11th, 2021. Gabby Petito posts this picture on her Instagram. And if you read the description on this, when you come back and maybe pause because you want your own copy of this, it says last day in Colorado, and then she put an arrow and she put Utah. So it kind of gives you a timeline of events by what she said, and that's on July 11th, 2021. So on July 12th, 2021, from the Petroglyph Trail, Mesa Verde National Park, Colorado, on July 12th, 2021, Brian Laundrie posts this video to his travel highlight reel on Instagram. And this is from the Petroglyph Trail. Not a lot of people knew about the Mesa Verde area because they really didn't post regular pictures to their Instagram from this area. They shared it to their highlight reels on their Instagram pages. So that was on July 12th. Next slide. Also on July 12, 2021, from the Mesa Verde National Park, Colorado, Brian Laundrie posts this video to his green highlight reel on Instagram. And you see he tagged in the video. Sometimes you'll see in their videos they tag the location, which it does say Mesa Verde National Park. And it also says refreshing the plants. And that was on July 12, 2021.
I made a note. You wanted me to remind you when you did your next live about Timothy Wright and the PayPal donation.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Timothy Wright, thank you so much for the donation, man. I really appreciate it. I got your donation received in my PayPal, and it's really gonna go towards helping us, you know, maybe someday traveling to these locations and getting aerial footage via drone, walking the steps and shooting our own videos and really investigating these cases ourselves. So thank you so much, Timothy, for your donation. I said this one right. July 12th. Yeah.
I think that's where you left off when I...
Yeah, I lost track. I was thinking of Timothy. But yeah, that's a video. Just in case, July 12th, Brian Laundrie posts this video to his green highlight reel on Instagram. Yeah, because this was the double video. Alright, so now we have July 13th, 2021. No location tagged.
They were in Mesa Verde National Park that day.
Well, after that. This is, or from what I've found, Kathy, this is no location tagged, and this was around the Welcome to Utah sign.
Well, posts. I think sometimes when they stopped places, they uploaded older things, like when they had a signal or had time.
Right. So, entering Utah is what I put. On July 13th, 2021, Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito post these videos to Instagram. Brian Laundrie to his van life highlight reel, and Gabby Petito to her Utah highlight reel. No locations are tagged, but the sign is a point of interest, and the date puts them en route to Zion National Park after leaving Mesa Verde National Park, like Kathy is saying.
Yeah, I got the list here.
And these are videos. And that's from Brian Laundrie's van life highlight reel on his Instagram page. And this is
Do you have all the links in the comments for them to go to all these places? I got them. If you go to my channel under all my Gabby Petito videos, I've got links to like their Twitters, their Instagrams, all the links we've collected to their pages of social media, so you guys can go over there and grab them.
But if they go to the map link, most of all the links are embedded in that map. So that's another way you could get it. Yeah.
I'll drop the link to my channel if there's anyone in here that doesn't know how to find it. But yeah, I've got the links in the descriptions on mine too.
Yeah, like I said earlier on in the video, guys, we also created a fully interactive map with all of these locations plotted out on a map that you can access yourself. You don't have to download it. It's a web page online where you can follow along with this on a map. It's just like Google Maps. I think you can even use it on Google Maps. And it'll have all the links that you're seeing now embedded in the comments of points of interest on the map.
You just got a donation from Soldier Girl.
Thank you, Soldier Girl. I really appreciate that.
I told her you needed some Red Bull. If we can keep you going, we can
Yeah.
get more videos out of you. You work good.
Yeah. Well, I drink Rippets. I don't know if you guys know about Rippets because I think it's a local drink.
No, I never heard of Rippets.
Yeah, it's called Rippet Energy Drink, but I think it's local. But I do drink Red Bull sometimes. But thank you, Soldier Girl. So
I have a feeling, Timothy just said he has a feeling these Instagrams are going to get taken down on Brian's. I think his lawyer is going to push to get his stuff taken down as it's getting passed around. So it's actually good for us that you have all this documented.
Yeah, and on top of it, Kathy, before I even made and got to this point, I had already thought about that because of older cases I've worked on. So I go in and I record a video of the entire social media site. And then if I have to, I can pull pictures from the video. So that's just an idea for anybody who wants to jump ahead on getting, without having to take snapshots of everything on their social media, just record a screenshot video and just go post by post. And
Well, I've gotten, from other cases where I've learned that, like, when something happens, the first thing you got to do is run and grab all the social media shit, because sometimes it disappears. It's like Mary Lou Danley in the Paddock case in Las Vegas. It's like she got rid of her Facebook, like, within hours, but there was a girl, Sonia, in one of our groups that had already gone and, like, taken screenshots of everything, and if she hadn't done that, we would have never had that. I'm surprised they've left Brian's stuff up.
I'm surprised too. That's why the first thing I did was record videos of every site I knew of, because usually, especially or Gabby, really Gabby, most of the time the family takes it right down, like they take everything down, or the police take it down because she was murdered. So sad. But moving
now
on.
we got to figure, it's like sad to say, but was Brian murdered? We had Josh and Doug out there cruising around in that park, even though it was closed in the reserve, taking video, looking for him every night. So it's like, what if one of them bumped into him, got in a fight and killed him, and they were just like, whoops, we better get out of here, and they were just letting people think he killed himself or whatever. So it's like, we don't know. He could have been murdered too.
Oh my God, that's funny. You remember when I was on Kathy does live streams too, by the way, Truth Seeker, who's talking along with me. And I actually went on one of her live streams. What was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Fran was over there. She's one of the people from your channel that was over there.
Yeah, and that's something I said jokingly. I was like, who knows? Maybe Dog the Bounty Hunter found Brian and killed him.
Well, Brian could have been murdered. There was a huge manhunt on for him. Something else I wanted to say, and I haven't uploaded it yet, and for sure I know Ronnie sent this to me. There is footage, the lawyer and the cops and all these people keep changing their stories around. And the dad going back, Fox News, filmed when he went back and then came back out without the bag. Well, then it was said, oh, but Fox was with him all the time. Well, Ronnie sent me the video today. The footage of it shows the Fox guy, Phil, and Chris go into the woods by himself. And then Chris came out with the bag. The Fox guy did not go in the woods with me. He was standing in the same spot as he walked away. So that's completely debunked if anyone's out there saying, oh, no, somebody was with him in the woods. So we got video of that, and I'm going to eventually get it uploaded. I just didn't have time today because I was working on a video for Crystal and Kylan.
Yeah, and especially after this video, because this is just about closing out this part of the investigation. Next is moving on to them type of subjects is where I'm moving to. And you'll see I get close to there almost in this presentation, but I want to start adding those spots to the map as we go along.
I'm keeping track of dates for that when you get to it.
Cool, thank you. So, moving forward, on July 14th through the 21st, 2021, Gabby and Brian now enter the Zion National Park, Utah area. And I don't know if you have the map pulled up, but I forgot. I think it's called Watchman Campground that they camped at. And we found that out later because on the Dirt website, they had wrote a review of Zion. And they had put what campsite they were at. So we'll get to that soon. But I meant to put it earlier on, but I didn't. So on July 14, 2021, Brian Laundrie posts this video to his Utah highlight reel on Instagram. So Brian was the first to post. These are all in order by date. Brian was the first to post from Zion on July 14th. That might be the end of it. Make sure. Yes. So on July 15, 2021, Brian Laundrie posts this video to his snake highlight reel on his Instagram. If you look up in the top left corner of the video that's playing, oh, maybe it's not a video on here. Okay, so it's a snapshot actually. But if you look up in the top left corner, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see my mouse. No. You'll see a little snake. That's what this highlight reel was called. It's like a little snake he drew as the highlight reel. And that was on July 15th. He posted this from Zion National Park. And you will also see, oh yeah, he did tag. Okay, he did tag. Never mind. So moving forward. So on July 16th, 2021, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie post multiple pictures and videos to Instagram from Emerald Pool Hike, Zion National, Emerald. So all of the pictures, or some of the pictures from July 16th, 2021 were from, they were tagged as Zion National Park, or they were tagged as Emerald Pool Hike Zion National Park. So you see this picture is tagged as Zion National Park, but there is Emerald Pool Hike on the same day, July 16th. So you could almost conclude that's the area they were in for most of the day. And she wrote on this post, I'm going to read some of them as I go along, and some of them might be too long. Not trying to keep you guys forever in a live stream like I've been doing. But Gabby wrote, on mountain time, the past 2 nights camping in Zion have been so cool. And that lines up with what she said by the dates I just showed you guys. Because this is 2 days, right? 2 days later from the 14th, yeah. The past 2 nights camping in Zion have been so cool, literally. We hiked up here in about 100 degrees, and it was so nice coming back to our campsite, watching the sky filled with dark clouds, and view the lightning storm in the nice cool air of the light rain. And that's what Gabby Petito wrote on July 16th. And it has the same caption for most of the photos, because on Instagram, you can either add individual pictures, or if you want to add multiple pictures, you have to do it in a set. So it's like one post, 10 pictures. That's how Instagram works. I know. I hate it too. They shouldn't be like that. So also on July 16, 2021, Brian Laundrie post, and you can see if you look up top right, he posted from Emerald Pool Hike Zion National Park on the same day, July 16th. So either they were separated and maybe hitting different locations, or they both were in the same location. And when you tag a place on Instagram, you can choose the place you're tagging. So he chose this, and she chose Zion, or it can choose for you. So they're in Zion National Park, and they're near Emerald Pool Hike. And he didn't write anything, a caption with this photo. He just tagged Gabby. So here's more pictures from Gabby Petito on July 16th. So see, hers are tagged Zion National Park, and his are tagged Emerald Pool Hike Zion National Park. So if you're making notes and trying to get really close on your map, exactly where they were, there's some more details for you. So on July 17th, 2021, Brian Laundrie posted this picture on Instagram. So all that was from July 16th. Now we're on July 17th. And Brian Laundrie posted this picture. And he tagged Zion National Park in this one. So on July 18th, so that's all that was posted on July 17th. On July 18th, 2021, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie post multiple pics and videos on Instagram from their campsite, the Narrows at Zion National Park, and Zion National Park. So this picture was posted by Gabby Petito on July 18th, and it was from the Narrows at Zion National Park. And she didn't put a description, she just added some tags and tagged Brian. So this is a photo set. So they all have the same caption for Gabby's photos on the 18th so far. Okay, so this was a different photo set now on the same day though, July 18th. And she wrote, "Brought a small piece of home to the canyons." And she tags Zion National Park. And when she says brought a small piece of home to the canyons, I'm guessing she's referring to, because she took pictures of the tent and it's showing maybe like some of her personal items from inside the tent. And these are all from July 18th. This is from outside the tent. So she tagged Zion National Park in this one, and then she tagged the Narrows at Zion National Park in this one, but it's still on the 18th. Still on the 18th. This is all at the Narrows, and then their campsite. So this is on July 18th. They posted this video of their campsite. So Brian posted this to his Utah highlight reel on his Instagram page, but he reshared it from Gabby's Instagram page. All of these posts right here were from the Narrows. Okay. So now still on July 18th, Brian Laundrie posts multiple pictures from Zion National Park at the Narrows. And he wrote, "It's a lot easier walking upriver holding someone's hand than walking alone." And he tagged at Gabs Petito or Gabby Petito. And these are all Brian Laundrie's photos now from the Narrows. How's it going, Kathy, in the comments? Anybody saying anything?
Yeah, I'm just getting something for Paul.
Gotcha. If anybody wants to call in while we're working through the slideshow, feel free to, Kathy will put the link in the comments. Call in if you have some questions or you want me to go back and look at something. I'm listening, guys. Feel free to call in.
I just want to say something in the chat because Paul and I are talking about the juicer business. Everything you see in a video on YouTube, guys, or on the news, doesn't necessarily mean it's true. That's why Chris here does this fact-based stuff where it's like he's showing you all his stuff and it's like he's not just talking out of his ass. It's like you can see it right there. So whenever you see a video or if I see a video and they claim something, I go down the rabbit hole myself to make sure that it's right, because there's a lot of times people just fling crap out there that's not true. No, Brian is not a twin and he does not have a brother. Him and Cassie are the only two kids. I pulled background reports on everyone in their family. So I know every house they ever lived in, who they sold their house to, how much they paid for it. But yeah, there's no twin brother. It's just Brian and Cassie. Okay, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. So these are all, I'm clicking through them slowly. So if anybody goes back and pauses the video and wants to look closer at them, these are all from Brian Laundrie's Instagram page from July 18th at the Narrows Zion National Park. And we're just working through them because they posted a lot from Zion. And he wrote on these posts, because it was a photo set, he wrote, "Zion is proof that mankind can ruin anything, even in an effort to preserve it. Beautiful park, just with an unfortunate infestation of human beings. Pretty negative, huh? All right. So this one was from all that was from July 18th, and now we're on July 19th. On July 19, 2021, Gabby Petito posts this video on Instagram from Cedar Breaks National Monument in Utah. So a lot of people get Cedar Breaks. Sorry, that's just a snapshot, but that's pretty much what the video shows. So a lot of people get Cedar Breaks and Zion like mixed up. It looks like they're part of the same park. I even did it a little bit. Actually, Cedar Breaks is a different spot. It's a little bit north of Zion, but they are extremely close to each other. So that was on July 19th that Gabby Petito shared this short little video that I shared as a snapshot on her Utah highlight reel on Instagram. And then on July 21st, 2021, Brian Laundrie posts this picture on Instagram from the Narrows Zion National Park. So everything we just went through shows you that they were at Zion National Park and Cedar Breaks National Monument between the dates of July 14th through July 21st. And they were at various little spots in the park and at Cedar Breaks. So, moving on. That was on July 21st. All right. So now we're going to get into some things a lot of people didn't really have seen before or known about. So this is called dirt.com. So the dirt.com website is dedicated to campsites where members can tag locations they want to visit, write reviews for locations visited, and share pics and video. Hold on one second. Kathy, anybody saying anything in the comments?
No, I'm typing in answers.
So, on the dirt.com website, a profile was created in July 2021. So, I can confirm that the profile was created in July 2021 because right there on the Dirt website, it says join July 2021, as you're seeing on the screen. And the profile was called Gabby and Brian V. And they wrote a little caption that said, traveling in our tiny van. So in July 2021, a profile named Gabby and Brian V was created, and throughout the month, multiple reviews and want to visit locations were written with pics/videos added on separate dates. And as you can see, I took snapshots of the website so you guys could understand. On the left side is a list section where they added all the points they wanted to go. And on the right side, you're seeing another section of the website or their profile where they could add reviews of places they've been. So anybody who's been following us as we've investigated the case would know that when you look at the interactive map, there's a section there that might be turned on and off depending on how you got the map. But there is a section there that shows you that we actually took all the list from this website of places they wanted to visit, and we added it to our interactive map, which anybody can check out for free. It's a web page online. Kathy's been sharing it in the comments, and it'll show you all of the spots they put in the list section on thedirt.com of where they wanted to go. And it shows a trend with their trip of locations. They seem to be following the list that they made on this website, and then they wrote reviews along the way. So on July 22nd, 2021, a review of the campsite, not too many people knew about this spot. A review of the campsite FR 117 Dispersed Dixie National Forest, which is actually really close to Cedar Breaks, and people put it really close to Bryce National Park. So FR 117 Dispersed Dixie National Forest was written / pictures were posted to the profile Gabby and Brian V on the dirt.com website. and I'll read it for you. Let me grab a drink real quick, guys.
Okay, just to kind of clear up, because Soldier Girl, I think I confused her. There's the video of the Molly Go Lightly lady going up and knocking on their door, but there's another video of a lady dressed all in black with a black hat, black stockings, the whole thing, coming from around the side of their house, like she goes in between the garage door and that camper and goes up to their door. And it's just a couple second video that one of those people out on the street took. So when we saw it, we were like, how does this person know Brian's dead? I think they had already found remains, but they hadn't announced to us it was Brian. So we all, when we saw that, started assuming, okay, they've identified, they know it's Brian because they've got some friend coming over. I mean, it was like obvious funeral clothes. It was like dark hat. Everything was just black. And we were trying to figure out if it was Mrs. Laundrie, comparing body size and stuff. And it's like, we don't think it was her. And this person went in the house, so it was someone they know.
Yeah, that person that I said looked like the Grim Reaper.
Yes.
Nothing against women, oh my god, but just the what she was wearing, it looked like she was just coming from a funeral. It really did. So, the review, and I'm gonna show you throughout the presentation. So this review was wrote alongside multiple reviews. So it seems like when they stopped at this Dixie National Forest FR 117 dispersed camping area, that is when either Gabby, I can't confirm who it was, but we know Gabby was more of the techie. There were multiple reviews wrote, so it more than likely Gabby sat down at this campsite and wrote these reviews. So on July 22nd, they wrote, just stayed in Bryce for 2 nights. It was beautiful every day and thunder and lightning every night. Stopped here to enjoy some more of the storm out in a more private and secluded spot, but not too secluded. There are plenty of spots, but there's also lots of trees. Good shade. Bumpy gravel road to get in, but it's not bad if you make it in the daylight. Also good service, so I was able to work from my computer. So there you go. Gabby just said it pretty much in that review, that she was writing these reviews from this campsite, or near Bryce National Park. So, moving forward, and that was July 22nd on the dirt.com website. So here's the pictures that they posted also from on July 22nd, 2021, a review of the campsite FR 117 Dispersed Dixie National Forest was written / pictures were posted to the profile Gabby and Brian V on dirt.com. And that's one of the pictures. And you can see they wrote a little caption, and they said, you can see the road, not many cars drive past. Here's another one. They said, main road farther away, can kind of hear it, but it was a bumpy drive, so it didn't go further in. But there's definitely more spots. And these are all from July 22nd, these pictures. No fires right now, ban, but you can kind of see it's about to rain. And best sunset spot, follow our van life journey at Gabby Petito and Bizarre Design Brian Laundrie on Instagram. And those were all posted from Dixie National Forest dispersed camping area. And like I was telling you guys, also written on July 22nd on the dirt.com website from a profile named Gabby and Brian V, reviews of various locations such as Mesa Verde, Zion National Park, and more that align with Gabby and Brian's trip. Now, if you look over at the one on the right side, that's from Zion National Park. And you can see it's half cut off. I don't know why it's cutting it off. You can see at the top it says Watchman Campground. So that's what I was telling you guys about Zion National Park. That on the dirt.com website, you find out that they tagged a location for where they were camping, which was Watchman Campground.
Chris, I sent you a picture on Messenger that would later on, when you get a chance, you don't have to do it right now in the middle of your slideshow, but it's a picture of that lady with the black funeral clothes on going up to their door. so the
Okay.
people in chat can see it that haven't seen it. I've just got the picture. I didn't save the video, but I'm sure I've got the video somewhere too.
Okay. I'll
Okay, go
pull it
ahead.
up. So, what I'll do is, well, we've been paused while me and Kathy were talking for a minute, but I'm not going to read these. But if you guys want to come back and pause, you can come back and pause and see the reviews from these two websites. I'm sorry, from the dirt.com website. And one's from Mesa Verde, and one's from Watchman Campground at Zion National Park. And they were posted on the same day, July 22nd. So while they were at FR 117 Dispersed Dixie National Forest near Bryce, Gabby or Brian posted these reviews. What's up, Kathy?
I'm just laughing. Soldier Girl's cracking me up. She wonders if Brian put a sticker on the van for everyone he kills.
Who knows? In this day and age. Oh, you're fine.
Probably gets another tattoo.
So on July 21st, 2021, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie passed through the Red Canyon Arch in Utah. And they posted this video, which we've talked about before, where I speculated maybe that flower pot right there could be the book-looking object behind the van in the Red, White, and Bethune video. But maybe not. Can't really prove it. Also, July 24th, I said 24th, I combined it. Also, July 21st through the 24th, Bryce Canyon National Park, Utah. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie post multiple pics/vids on Instagram from Bryce Canyon National Park. Gabby Petito posts this image to her Instagram page on July 21st, and she put in the caption, "Such a beautiful drive here." July 21st. Kathy, there's a feedback.
Yeah, it's because I just pulled it up on a different phone. I was charging one of them, so I got it pulled up. I muted it. It's okay now.
All right, just making sure you knew. So her caption was, "Such a beautiful drive here." And if you look on the right side in the caption, it says Zion, arrow, Cedar Breaks, arrow, Bryce. And that's basically what we just worked through, that exact lineup. And she wrote under that, "After the rain, the canyons are visibility a deeper orange." Okay, it's a weird kind of grammar. Maybe it's right. So after the rain, the canyons are a visibility. I can't say that. After the rain, the canyons are visibility a deeper orange. Yeah, that's definitely not correct.
This is a beautiful trip they went on. I mean, just looking at the scenery and stuff.
Absolutely. I would love to go to some of these places they went to.
Too bad they both ended up dying, but I mean, yeah, they had the time of their life, I bet. I mean, not if they were fighting, but just looking at all these pictures and videos they did.
For sure. I would love to travel like this. This is what I want to do on this channel. Also, with my drone videos.
I went on a trip like this when I was 11. Our parents took us from Michigan all the way out to the other. I think we ended up in Montana, but we went all through Yellowstone, Yosemite, all these national parks they're at. We went camping, so that was like a really cool road trip. But we were only 11, so I mean, you can only appreciate it so much. But it was cool.
Yeah, I bet. That's what I want to do with everybody who follows this YouTube page. I want to be able to travel and post vlogs of places like this and shoot awesome drone footage also outside of the Truth Tracker series when we're not doing
How far away will your drone go from you?
The one I got will go like 5 miles.
Okay, I didn't know how far distance they'd go.
Yeah, one I got will go like 5 miles. So moving on. Still July 21st through the 24th, they're at Bryce Canyon National Park, Utah, and Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie post multiple pics, and you can see in this one, Gabby Petito posted this video to her Utah highlight reel on Instagram July 21st, and it's a snapshot of the video because it doesn't really do much. It just moves forward. And you can see they added a tag, like I said in other posts. They added a tag at the bottom which says Bryce Canyon National Park. And these are all from July 21st. This is from Brian Laundrie. Posted this video to his Utah highlight reel on Instagram July 21st, and it's a video. So see, on that highlight reel, you can post pictures, or you can post short videos, or you can even share other people's pictures and videos in your highlight reels on Instagram. When you go to an Instagram page, you'll see the regular post down the bottom, and then you'll see the little circles at the top of the Instagram page, and that's the highlight reels, and you can name them. So, whoops. So now we're on to July 22nd. So Gabby Petito posted this video to her Instagram page on July 22nd. So this isn't from a highlight reel. This is a regular post on Instagram. And she wrote, "Every night that we have camped so far inside any national park, it's rained. Rain sounds like a negative thing when camping, but after coming back from a strenuous long hike in the sun with no shade for miles, it's nice to lay listening to the cold rain hit your tent and fight at Bizarre Design or at Brian Laundrie for the blanket." And she wrote a bunch of tags after that. And this is a video. This is a longer video she posted. Remember we were talking about this, Kathy? Like,
the food?
How lucky he was. Look at like how she was preparing meals. Look at that.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't some poor kids. Everyone acts like they were these poor broke kids out camping. It's like she's making gourmet food in these videos. Poor people are eating, pork and beans and hot dogs on a stick when they're camping. So yeah.
And
she's got a lot of cook. Look at that salad. Poor people don't make salads like that.
All right.
And they were going for months. So, I mean, if they had enough money to be doing that kind of cooking, it's like they weren't broke.
Right. So, now we're on the 22nd of July, and Brian Laundrie posted this photo to his Instagram July 22nd from Sunrise Point, Bryce Canyon. And he said, "I choose to only spend my time in places I don't have to wear shoes. Barefoot lifestyle. Always listen to the Natural Lifestylist podcast when we're traveling on the road. # natural lifestyle." And he added a bunch of tags. And that was on July 22nd. And Gabby Petito posted this photo to her Instagram on July 22nd also. And it's the same caption that we read before with the photo. Same caption again. These are all from a Gabby Petito photo set at Bryce Canyon National Park. Same caption. So this one's an unknown location one. And if you didn't have all the dates mapped out like we do here, you wouldn't really know where they are. But it was posted on July 22nd. And it was posted on Brian Laundrie's green highlight reel on Instagram. And it has no location was tagged in the photo, but its date being July 22nd, the couple would have been in or near Bryce Canyon National Park at this time. So that's somewhere around Bryce Canyon National Park when this photo was taken. Or highlight reel snapshot. So now we're on July 23rd. Brian Laundrie posted this video to his Instagram on July 23rd. And he wrote, "Thank you at Gabs Petito for putting up with me through Utah, a topographic playground." And me and Kathy speculated on this before too. Like, I always had the theory that Gabby was more of the vlogger type who wanted to go to cool locations, and she didn't mind if people were there. Whereas you had Brian Laundrie who wanted to go to locations that were desolate. And so I feel like this post kind of points to that. And maybe Brian kept pulling her to these campgrounds out in the middle of nowhere, places out in the middle of nowhere, and she kept putting up with it. So, remember we were talking about that, Kathy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Phoebe's talking about how when the camera wasn't on, they probably did just eat chips and hot dogs, and she was just cooking all those meals for the camera. And I
Maybe, yeah.
investigated Moonflower today. Everyone was talking about it being part of that tented co-op area. It's an actual store where you can get deli sandwiches and stuff, and there's tables inside. So she could have sat at one of those tables for hours on Wi-Fi. Like they said, she sat there on Wi-Fi, and we were picturing her outside on that, that tented kind of vendor area. But yeah, Moonflower's an actual store, restaurant. Not a restaurant, but like a deli with tables.
Yeah, I read some details about it a while ago that it was made out of old rail car pans or something like that too. I don't know, just a small detail I read. It's like them co-ops go way back. They have long history to them. So, continuing on. Oh, did I play this? I don't think I played this though. So
No,
this
I don't
is
think you did.
Yeah, it's just a continuation of the other video that Gabby posted where he's playing the guitar. For some reason, it got cut off halfway. I don't know why. So also on July 23rd, Brian Laundrie posted this photo to his Instagram. And it's the same caption. So this was all part of the same photo set that Brian posted on July 23rd at Bryce Canyon National Park. This is a video. Okay, so now we're on July 24th, and Brian Laundrie posted this video to his Instagram on July 24th. He didn't write anything in the caption. It's just a video. It looks like Gabby's probably shooting. And look at that place, Kathy. Like,
That's
oh my
beautiful.
God. Right.
All these places they went are just like, wow.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine flying a drone out there. It'd be crazy.
Well, look where he's like right at the edge, like he could fall off. My son went to New Mexico with my grandson this summer, and they took a bunch of pictures like this. And it's like they were standing on some stuff like Brian is, where it looks like if you coughed or tripped, boom, you'd be over the side.
Yeah, I wouldn't stand on the edge though. If anybody wants to call in, we're taking live call-ins, taking questions, we're speculating.
I'll drop the link. Sean was going to come on later.
Okay, anything you guys want to talk about, feel free to call in. It's just like any other call-in show. It's a link, you click it, and it'll bring you right to us. Just let us know in the comments that you're calling in when you are, so we know.
There's the link you got to click on, and if you click on it, just say, hey, I'm in the basement in all caps, and I'll tell Chris to click in.
Yeah. So on July 24th, Brian Laundrie posted this photo. So this is from the Brian Laundrie photo set. All from July 24th, he posted these photos. From Bryce Canyon National Park. And that's a photo right there, Kathy, of him on the edge again. So this is what I was talking about, how he wrote, thanks for putting up with me, Gabby Petito, all through Utah. So I don't think Brian, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I'm speculating, I don't think Brian Laundrie would really want to go to the Mystic Hot Springs. I think Gabby put up with him all through these desolate places, and he agreed to go to the Mystic Hot Springs because that's where she wanted to go. And there's a lot of people that hang out around Mystic Hot Springs. So, on July 26, 2021, Gabby Petito posts multiple photos on Instagram from the Mystic Hot Springs in Utah. And she wrote on this post, I took a very relaxing nap here.
I love the tub pic.
That's what I'm saying.
That's one of my favorite pictures I've seen of her. To think there's just a bathtub out in the middle of nowhere like that. Like somebody put that there.
Now, would a guy really like that, Kathy?
I think anybody would think that was cool. Well, you got to imagine, though, you're out in the middle of this barren majesty. So it's not like there's an abandoned house or something. It's like some people had to hike. I had a house that I remodeled from the 1800s that had one of those tubs. Yeah. They're made out of cast iron and they're covered in porcelain. They're really heavy. It would take like 8 guys to lug that thing. I mean, 2 people could lift it, but you couldn't like lug it through. I mean, they had to hike and hike and hike to get it to drop it there. So I think it's kind of cool that someone put it there. I mean, someone could have, I guess, drove it up with a truck and put it there, but it's like it was set there on purpose by someone.
For sure, these are some of her best photos. But
Yep.
that's kind of what I was pointing at, is like, I feel like this draws a strong female crowd, like that, the tub and all that. That in my opinion, though, I could be wrong. Not to be sexist or anything. That's just how I felt.
Well, have you ever noticed her clothes always match the scenery she's using? Like, she's got on the yellow top when she's in the yellow tub, and she had the same outfit on in the butterfly pic that matched the mural. So she really was trying to build this social media persona.
Yeah,
She
for
wanted
sure.
to launch that blog and all her videos and stuff. And this trip was going to be her collection, so when she got home, she could launch it.
Yeah, I agree. And she wanted to make YouTube videos.
Yep.
So moving forward, they were at the Mystic Hot Springs July 26th, 6th, on July 27th, 2021. Now this is the photos me and Kathy have debated over and tried to figure out many times. I think I got them mapped pretty well on here. So, location unknown / Capitol Reef National Park, Utah. And this is on July 27th. Okay. So, this middle photo is tagged as a location and the location is Capitol Reef. But these are all from July 27th. At least from what my studies say.
But don't forget that, like, sometimes they didn't have a signal, so when they got somewhere with a signal, they might have uploaded pictures from a day or two before.
Right. So the farthest left, and it's a video, correct? The farthest left one. No, it's not a video. Okay. The furthest left one, which shows that they had a tablet also, because I remember early on in the case, a lot of people were like, Brian didn't have a phone. Well, what was he using, this and that? A lot of people say he did have a phone, yes. But also they had a tablet. So the furthest left one was on July 27th, and there was no location added to it. But it's on the same day that they were around the Capitol Reef, according to the middle post. So Gabby Petito created the furthest left post on her van life highlight reel on July 27th. Brian Laundrie created the middle one and the one on the far right from his art highlight reel on his Instagram page. And one's a video, which is this psychedelic type one, as you can see. July 27th. And that's the video for the middle one too, right there. That shows you July 27th. So all these were from July 27th, and they were around the Capitol Reef National Park area in Utah. So moving forward, July 29th through the 31st, 2021, Canyonlands National Park. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie post multiple pics / vids on Instagram from Canyonlands National Park, Utah. Brian Laundrie posted this photo to his Utah highlight reel on Instagram July 29th, so he was the first to post from Canyonlands, which was on July 29th. And he did tag the location, but it's hard to see how you're looking at it right now, but it was tagged. So, moving forward, Brian Laundrie posted this photo on his Instagram July 29th, and this is from Canyonlands. So this is a whole photo set, and he wrote in the caption, "Barefoot hiking." So this is all from July 29th at Canyonlands. Okay. So now we're on to July 30th. Gabby Petito posted this photo on her Instagram on July 30th. And she wrote a long caption on this one. But I'll read the top line. She wrote, "Island in the sky." It's so sad. Like, looking at these photos, they make you sad too. So these are all from Gabby Petito's photo set on July 30th. So this is from July 31st. And Gabby Petito posted this. But she tagged it a little bit different, just like Zion. She tagged it as Mesa Arch Canyonlands National Park, Utah. So it is Canyonlands, but now it's giving you a more specific location on July 31st, which was Mesa Arch Canyonlands. And she didn't write anything in the caption. She wrote, hashtag live more with less. And it was a photo set, so these are all from the same photo set. All right. July 29th, 2021. Now we're back to the thedirt.com website. There was a review wrote on July 29th, and it lines up with when they would be coming into the Arches National Park area. And this is the one Kathy first found out about on the Dirt website. Willowspring Road. Kathy, you remember that one?
Hang on, I was typing in the chat. Oh, yeah, I remember. This is from the Dirt?
Yeah. So, written on July 29th, 2021. From the profile named Gabby and Brian V on the Dirt website. A campsite review of BLM 378 / Willow Springs Road, Arches National Park, Utah. And I'll read it for you guys. They wrote, beautiful open sky view. Highly recommend taking a walk to watch the stars very late at night. There is a spot past the trees where the sky completely opens up. Really nice spot in the shade to put tent. Got to watch a crazy thunderstorm in our newly converted van. Follow our journey, nomadstatic.com and YouTube. And that was reviewed on July 29, 2021. So, if anybody's new watching the video, we have an interactive map that has all this information plotted on an interactive map with all the links to these details on the map. And
I'll put the link in the chat again.
And on the map, you'll see that Willow Springs Road comes right before Arches National Park. But it might be considered the same area, but it comes in right before Arches National Park. So it kind of shows you where they came into Arches National Park. So this is what I was telling you guys about, and I got it now placed on the PowerPoint here, in the correct spot now. So here's two posts posted by Brian Laundrie on August 2nd. Now you'll see that the photo on the left side is one of Gabby Petito's last photos on her Instagram page. But the weird thing about it is, which is weird, is Brian Laundrie shared this photo to his van life highlight reel on August 2nd. So I'm not understanding that. Maybe it's from one of her highlight reels.
Phoebe's asking what BLM standed for in that Dirt website you were just at. Wasn't that
I'm
just
not
the
sure.
road? I think it was just the road marker.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The way they listed it as an address, kind of.
I'm
I was
not
going to
sure.
ask you too. When you were doing the slideshow, you had said the other day you were going to really look close to see. Have you found that dry bag anywhere in any of these pictures?
Nah, I didn't get a chance to do that because I was just
Okay.
finishing up this. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do that, but I'm working on it, guys. Definitely gonna look at that. But so yeah, on August 2nd, on Brian Laundrie's van life highlight reel, he shared the left photo, which is close to Gabby Petito's last Instagram photos. I think it's second
Bureau
to
of
last.
Land Management.
Bureau of Land Management. Okay.
Yeah, Tim just put it in the chat. Yeah, it's like a BLM road. I knew it had something to do with like a road marker.
Gotcha. So also, sorry, go ahead, Kathy. You broke up for a second.
Epiphany just got here. I was saying hi.
Oh, what's up, Epiphany? So, also on August 2nd, posted to Brian's art highlight reel was this post on the right-hand side. And it might be a video, I believe, yes. So a lot of people didn't see these pictures or videos from their highlight reels, but they're coming into Arches National Park area. And that was on August 2nd. A lot of people didn't know about this spot. On August 7th, 2021, although no location was tagged, in the left video can be seen the Crystal Geyser, which is actually north of Moab. So I believe it's a video. So the left video that's playing right now, he's looking at the Crystal Geyser. At least that's what my evidence is showing. And from when you look up pictures of the Crystal Geyser, it looks exactly like that. So that is my opinion a bit, but I believe that's the Crystal Geyser, which is north of Moab, where Moonflower is when they're coming into the Moab region. And that was posted to Brian's Utah highlight reel. And then we got the right image. And like I said, a lot of people got confused about the picture with her and Brian in the back of the van. And then here's the drone picture. Well, when you look at the date, it's August 7th. So these pictures were posted way earlier than what people realized. So the right side picture was posted to Brian's van life highlight reel on August 7th. So that both of these were from August 7th. So now we're coming into the Arches National Park area. How's the comments going, Kath? Everything good?
They're going good.
Anybody saying anything?
John wants to know if they came into Moab from the north.
Hey, John, that's a good question. That's a good question, John. That's what I've been talking to Kathy about this many times. And we're not sure. But like, yeah, what I was speculating on was in my older maps, I had them coming into the Moab region from the south around Canyonlands. But after I identified the Crystal Geyser in this right here on August 7th, that puts them up north, almost coming into the Arches National Park Moab area. So yeah, it's possible they came into Moab from the north instead of the south. Kathy, haven't I drove myself crazy about that?
Yeah, the thing is Phoebe just caught something. She says that picture says out of the Wi-Fi, the August 7th geyser pic.
Yep. Well, and the Crystal Geyser is kind of in the middle of nowhere, too. So, yeah.
Yeah,
and then,
so they're letting you know there that it's like they're posting that after the fact.
Right, true that, also.
I'm surprised they're getting Wi-Fi out there in some of those places, because
so
usually there's no signals.
Yeah, and there's a jump in days. So the last one was August 2nd, and then August 7th. So by doing this, we're actually, because most people don't know what they did from the 31st to the 12th, but I've been able to figure out some of these days. So I'm answering some questions. This was August 2nd, and this was August 7th. Right here. They were near the Crystal Geyser, which, yes, this is north of Moab.
I call it Moab. I always do it wrong.
And when was the YouTube video posted? I forgot to add that, damn it.
The YouTube video is posted. Hang on, I got it in my description. I just gotta pull it up.
I think it was on the date when they took. Let me go back a little bit for a second. Jumping back for a second, guys. So the tablet picture on July 27th, right there, it shows
5 days before she died is when the YouTube video was posted.
What? 5 days before she died? You sure?
That's what I got written down. Let me go to her channel and see. Her channel's not going to probably... Does it give a date or does it just say like 2 months?
I thought it might have been around July 27th. And I forgot to go back and check. Because, see, in this part of the slideshow right here, they have the picture of the tablet.
19th.
August 19th?
She posted it. Yep.
All right, well, you can see the picture on the tablet is the YouTube video kind of backdrop. So that's what I was going back to look at. So we'll go back. I was curious. August 19th, huh? So now we come into Arches National Park. And me and Kathy have actually been able to narrow this down to August 7th. And the reason why we have there's no post from August 7th, guys. But if you read the description of this post, and I don't know if I put the whole post up here, damn it. But if you read the description, okay, go to Gabby Petito's Instagram page if I didn't put the whole thing up here. And what she wrote, I don't know if I got it. Yeah. So right here, she wrote on this post. So let me read through this real quick, and then I'll tell you.
Some of these she might have been posted that night the cops separated them because it said the 12th. So she could have had them saved up for a day or two. And
well,
they got
listen.
Separated.
I told. Well, listen. I know how to break this down to the 7th, though. Watch. So, July 7th through the 13th, 2021, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie post multiple pics/vids on Instagram from Arches National Park, Utah. Gabby Petito posted this photo on Instagram August 12th. Kathy, can you pull up a calendar real quick?
A regular calendar or my data lists?
A calendar of August 12th. Of August 2021. So while you're doing that, let me know if you can. But if you read her post...
All right, I've got a calendar pulled up. What are you looking for?
August 12th. What day is that?
Thursday.
So if you read her post right here, it says, on a calm Monday morning at Bizarre Design, and I decided to take the highly trafficked hike to Delicate Arch. Not sure if it's because it was 7 a.m. on a Monday.
Monday was the 9th.
The 9th, exactly.
That's good she put Monday in there, then you can actually really pinpoint what day the picture was taken.
Right. But there actually were not as many people on the trail as I expected. After waiting on a short line for someone to generously take our photo at Bizarre Design, and I made our way to the other side of the arch. We also camped, listen to this too. We also camped for one night in Devil's Garden with the cover off our tent to fall asleep watching the stars. So you said the 9th. Now we're going back another day, 8th. Because she said she had already been there. So she's writing this like it was Monday. And then she wrote they also camped at Devil's Garden. Which a lot of people didn't identify Devil's Garden either because they don't read the post. So now you're back to the 8th.
Well, nobody has a subscription of Red Bull deliveries to their house.
Hey, I don't drink Red Bull.
What do you drink?
Rip it.
Rip it. That's right. You said that. Now that you said that, I have seen that in our stores at the gas station.
Yeah, it's the cheap.
I think when you said
guy.
it before, you said the name real fast. But yeah, Rip It. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cheap guy.
We got them here too.
So yeah. So now we're down to the 8th, and I'm telling you, it's the 7th on when they got into the Arches area. Because they were up near the Crystal Geyser. So yes, they came into Moab from the north. That's what I would speculate and say today. And then on the 9th and the 8th, they were at Arches National Park. So they posted a lot of photos and pictures.
Well, we got a weird mystery here too, and I don't know if you ever figured it out, but
what's that?
There was on 8/9. Gabby says Instagram photo posted 8/12 was taken 8/9, and that's not possible. So either she did a typo or something's weird. Do you remember that?
Why is it not possible? Did I say that? Or
no, she did. She typed it in there. She types in an Instagram photo that was posted on 8/12 that it was
that's this
taken
photo
on 8/9.
Yeah, that's this photo right here, or this photo.
Maybe I had it backwards then.
Yeah, I think you're
talking. No, it says the photo posted on 8/12.
Yeah, this was posted on August 12th, though, Kathy. But yeah, we read the post and identified it as the 9th. You see what I'm saying?
I was thinking the other way around.
Yeah.
That she posted it on the 9th and said it was the 12th. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of messed you up a little bit because I didn't say.
I gotta scribble that off my notes.
Yeah, I didn't say when it was posted though. So sorry about that. So this was posted August 12th, but the caption of this photo puts it at August 9th, right? Yeah, August 9th. So, and she posted a whole bunch of photos with this photo set. So, it is like you've said in the past, though, Kathy, where Yeah, the photos don't fall on the exact dates, but I know a lot of it, that's how we got to build it. But it's close to the exact dates. So, yeah, on August 12th, she posted this photo set. Gabby Petito posted all of these photos. And I did, if you go through and pause this later, you'll be able to read the whole caption. Because each photo you go, it actually scrolls down in the captions on the right side. So see, that's the end. And these are all Gabby's photos on August 12th.
Phoebe says she's talking about the meteor shower on that photo, and Phoebe knows what dates it is.
Do you want me to read it? Do you think I should read it, the whole post?
Phoebe must
it's a
have
long
this
one.
pulled up on a TV, either that or she's read these before. She's catching details that are in these.
Do you think I should read it? It was a longer one. That's why I didn't read the whole thing. But what do you think? You want me to read it or no?
No, because if anyone wants to see it, they can just like rewind and zoom in later.
Okay.
Because if you read every one of these, it's like you'll be here for 7 years.
Yeah. And I've already done that, technically.
I know. We've already been here 2 hours. It seems like it's only been a half an hour.
Wow. When you do this, I know, and I feel like this is the best video so far, though, how I've laid this out. Because this is so easy to take in, don't you think?
Yeah.
So, yeah, all of these photos were from August 12th on Gabby Petito's Instagram page. I mean, they posted a lot. They really liked the area of Arches National Park because between her and Brian, they posted a ton of photos and videos. I think videos. All of these are from August 12th. So look, guys, I know you might be upset at me, but you might not if you've been following my videos because you've seen it. But this is the only video in the slideshow that I did not add to the slideshow, to the presentation, which is the police body cam videos, the first one and the second one. Because if we did that, we're going to be here all night, guys. So in other live streams that we've done in the past, me and Kathy, I'm not sure if Kathy was on them, but I have in other live streams played both videos. So if you want to watch them, you can search them up on YouTube, or Kathy, or no. Yeah, you can search them up on YouTube or go back to my older videos on this channel. There's a playlist on my channel that says Truth Tracker Series 2, the Gabby Petito case, and all the videos are right there for you to start from video 1 to this video. So we're going to breeze through this part for right now, but not to take it lightly. Only because we've already looked at it in the past before.
Well, yeah, everybody's looked at the body cam, and I've got it posted on my channel, both of them too. So if they haven't seen the body cams, they can go to my channel and find them.
Right, but we do have.
If you play that, it'd take forever.
Right, we do have more videos. We're gonna play news videos and stuff. Just that one's really long, so.
I think each one of them's like an hour, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep. So, on August 13th. So all of the Arches photos from this point, July 7th through the 13th, 2021, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie post multiple pics/vids on Instagram from Arches National Park, Utah. Brian Laundrie posted this photo. That's my dog playing with his little ball, if you guys can hear that. I noticed in other live streams when he was playing with his ball, my mic was picking it up. Can you hear it, Kathy?
I hear the little jingles. I thought it was a cat.
Yeah, nah, that's my chihuahua. I got a little chihuahua. So he likes the little cat balls. That sounds so funny. But yeah. So, Brian Laundrie.
The link didn't come out good. Hang on a second. Go ahead. I'm going to fix something.
Okay. Brian Laundrie posted this photo on Instagram August 13th from Arches National Park. And I'll read this one. It's not too long, real quick. Not a lot of biodegradable packaging for on-the-go food these days. That's why I stick with my melon rinds, apple cores, peach pits, and banana peels. Also, most melons contain around 90% water. Talk about hydration. Let's keep plastic water bottles off the trail, or better yet, off the planet. And that's what he wrote. And this was a photo set. I believe these were Brian Laundrie's last Instagram photos right here. And it was a photo set. taken from Arches National Park on August 13th. And that ball might be getting on your nerves, guys.
Those are the body cam links, guys. That first thing I put in there didn't work. So those last 2 comments that I put in there will get you to the body cam if you don't have them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to... Hey, no. That's what I was going to say, Kathy, if you wanted to share the body cam links. But I wasn't sure if you had them pulled up and on. I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, I got them
thank
pulled
you.
up because I've got my description sheet here on Word document that I just grab all these links from. Phoebe says, so the happy pics were posted from Moonflower on the 12th before the stop. Is that what she's assuming here?
The what pics?
The happy pics.
Oh, the happy pics? Oh, Gabby's? Gabby's was posted on the same day as the stop, August 12th, were all these photos.
But we don't know. She could have posted them after the pullover when they separated them. She could have posted pictures from earlier that day or the day before.
Well, this was the 9th. Because remember, all the ones on the 12th from Gabby, she wrote in the description on a calm Monday morning. So
that's
they weren't.
Right.
Yeah, so these were actually taken on the 9th, even though they were
Monday
posted on the
9th,
12th.
Yes.
So these photos were actually all really taken on the 9th, which is right when they got into the Arches area, between the 7th and the 9th. So between the 7th and the 9th.
Match that too. I'm telling you, she's like got this set.
Yeah. It's like an Indiana Jones kind of look.
Yeah.
Like a Tomb Raider. Yeah.
He doesn't always match the surroundings, but she's got these things planned out. She knows where she's going to go, and she got the right outfit on.
Yeah. And
Shoes
then Brian...
top match those arches.
Right. Brian Laundrie... These are Brian Laundrie's photos now, posted on August 13th. So this is a day after the 12th. And this was him. So, yeah, this was the day after the police stop. So this was the day after he left the hotel. Is when he would have took these photos, unless he was by himself this day. And also, this is the same day where Colin and Crystal go missing on August 13th. Later,
13th they went missing, yeah, and then the 18th.
Later that night. Yeah, later this night is when they went missing. I'm gonna have to take his ball.
Yeah, they were last seen at Woody's Tavern at 9:30 at night.
I know, buddy. You're gonna be sad. I know. I'm sorry. I'll get you something.
We're not positive, Alyssa, on the night she died. She died somewhere between the 27th and the 29th. Some people think 27th, and some people think 28th or 29th. It's like, there's no way we're going to know for sure. I mean, we've zoomed in on this as close as we can, and it's like, it's a guess in between that time period.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, Kathy. If you want to talk to the commenters or take some questions.
You're gonna go kill your dog, aren't you?
No, I love my dog more than anything. I could never.
Check in the basement and see if Sean's there before you go to the bathroom, because he asked for the link. I know the ball noise is cute.
I know.
I thought it was a cat with.
But not everybody will think it's cute. I'll get 100 comments about the ball noise.
Yeah, Phoebe. She sat at Moonflower, I think, for like 2.5 hours with the Wi-Fi, probably loading all those pictures. And yeah, he was. I wonder if there's like CCTV footage from Moonflower we just don't have yet. Or see, now that Brian's dead, there's a lot of this we're not going to get. If he had gotten busted and we were going to
No, he wasn't there. I'm running to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, if we were going to get a trial in court, there's so much information they would present in the trial that we would get. And now that he's dead, they don't have to release all this stuff to us. They do have to release the autopsy. 2 girls in the chat yesterday told us they looked up the law. So it's like, we will get Brian's autopsy, but we're not going to get Gabby's because Wyoming doesn't have to release them. Oh, the park rangers ladies body cam. Yeah, see, some of that stuff, the towns and the police departments might release, but it's like all this information the FBI and those guys have. It's like, I don't think we're going to get it because there's no trial. But a lot of it's going to get leaked, I think. Everyone wants to know. I'm wondering how quick, now that he's dead, how quick that lawyer's going to try to slap, like, motions to seal things, in court. But he's not I mean, he's experienced. He's been a lawyer for a long time, but he does like drunk drivings, real estate stuff. I mean, he's a good lawyer with what he does, but as far as crime, he does like the small little things, like not the drunk driving small, but you know what I'm saying? Those kind of cases. So some big, huge murder case like this, I don't know how quick he's going to move to get stuff sealed. But yesterday, my God, the guy did 4 interviews. And when you watch all his interviews, it's like I haven't sat down with a piece of paper yet, piecing them together. But he's flying off dates of this and dates of that. And it's like all these interviews, nothing matches. So I've got to go back through the interviews with a piece of paper and start like charting this stuff out. But yeah, if he keeps being a blabbermouth like that, he's gonna spend all his time digging a big hole for the Laundries and for Brian's legacy. I mean, his family, I'm sure, doesn't want him to be labeled a murderer. Freedom of information, you can get freedom of information on like government stuff. You might be able to get freedom of information on stuff like police body cams and police investigations and stuff, but not until the investigation is closed. And as long as this is a technicality, but as long as it's an open investigation for Gabby, because they don't know who her killer is, because Brian's dead, so we don't know Brian did it. And unless they rule Brian's a suicide, which they probably aren't going to be able to, Wyoming doesn't have a law that they have to release the coroner report. Some states do it and some states don't. But anyways, what I was saying is, since Gabby's is going to continue to be forever an open investigation, that will be their excuse to not release things through freedom of information. And with Brian's, unless they rule it a suicide, his will continue to be an open investigation for a murder. So they won't have to release any of his information. So unless they rule his a suicide, we won't be able to get anything through FOIA. And I don't know how they'll rule his. I really don't know if his was a suicide or not. I want to think it might have been, but at the same time, he had a whole lot of time he could have committed suicide. And he was home since the first. So I'm thinking he was out there and got bit by a snake, and then an alligator got him, or someone out in the woods that was hunting for him. Like we had 2 guys that were going in that park at night filming, hunting for him. So it's like someone could have killed him.
All right, Kath. I am back, Kathy.
John's talking. John looked into where all these cameras are.
Yeah,
There's
that's
probably
good one.
road cams that have all this stuff too.
Plus, like I've said in other live streams, most of these trails have cameras on them. But when you go on their web, Arches has a camera on it. On their
Yes, I
trails.
think he killed Gabby Petito.
And when you go to the Arches website, you can actually pull up the webcam, the trail cams, but they're static cams. They take a picture like every couple hours. And
I got something I got to answer Angelo.
Movement.
They're
Go ahead.
saying that they think that the book is salvageable, and she wants to know how they're going to be able to read it if it was submerged in water. I got something interesting. My shredder broke a couple weeks ago, so I looked online and it said if you don't have a shredder, you can soak the stuff for 24 hours in water. So I had all these old bills and stuff that I didn't want to throw in the trash, so I put them in this bucket with water, and I swear a week later, you could still peel the pages apart and read the shit. And I was like, what the hell? Online, it told me I didn't need to buy a new shredder, so I need to go buy another shredder. But that's probably how they think that they're going to read those journals. If they were written in like some smeary kind of like a marker type thing, they probably will go away. But I'm telling you, these papers, I've had them in a bucket for a week, and you could still pick them up and separate the pages and everything. So I'm thinking unless he wrote with magic marker that would bleed, they're going to be able to find. I mean, some of the journal will probably be ruined, but I think some of it will be able to be read, according to my little paper shredder experiment with the bucket of water.
Yeah, I mean, I seen something earlier today. I'm not sure. I seen it briefly about something that it was salvageable, and yeah, they could read it.
They were saying that it was salvageable. Now, somebody in some of the groups was posting 2 pages that was a letter Brian wrote, and it's like, that's a total hoax. It's like they didn't release any letter he wrote. I mean, nothing got released, and they haven't released anything from the journal. So yeah, some of these Facebook groups, it's like you got to take some of that stuff with a grain of salt. There's also a Facebook group out there that it's, you know, stop picking on the laundries or something like that. And the person that is running this Facebook group is Roberta Laundrie's best friend. So it's like they're posting all kinds of, I don't want to say it's fake information, but it's like all kinds of stuff that just doesn't jive. But it's like, yeah, the people that are running it are on the laundry side. So it's like, you can't necessarily believe just because they're typing up a bunch of stuff, giving you the facts. And it's like, well, we don't need to believe it. That's the laundry's version, but that doesn't mean it's right.
Right. All right. So moving forward,
Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's up, Matt? So
No, Mac is here. Matt was already here. It's Mac. M-A-C-K.
Oh, Mac. Okay, gotcha. So moving forward, that's the last photo from the Arches National Park area, which that I could find, which was from Brian Laundrie on August 13th. And our next slide is August 17th through the 24th, Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott Salt Lake City Airport. And I'm going to play this video for you guys. Kathy, when I start to play this video, just give me a heads up if you can hear it.
Barely.
Fairfield Inn and Suites.
Now it's louder, but it's still not really loud.
On August 24th. Thanks, Scott. Fox 13 News has confirmed a new development in the case of missing 22-year-old Gabby Petito. A family spokesperson says Gabby was last seen alive at the Fairfield Inn and Suites on Admiral Byrd Road on August 24th.
That hotel is just west of the Salt Lake City International Airport, and we went there last night. Staff wouldn't speak to us on camera, but they did say the FBI and police officers have visited the hotel recently. They also tell us Gabby stayed there for more than a day.
All right, guys. I had to do some technical stuff to get that video to play because of how our setup is.
Sean was in the basement, but he got scared. You have to type in all caps when you're in the basement. It's not really a basement, it's just the back room, but I call it that.
Yeah. Let us know, Sean, anytime. Or if you don't want to, that's fine too. And I appreciate your emails. Keep up the great work.
Yeah, I wanted to clarify. Angela's trying to figure out how the journal would make it, but the body'd be bones already. The body, if a body is just sitting out in a yard, it's going to take it months to decompose. But his partially at times they think was submerged in water, and also there's animals and bugs that are just gonna go to town on you out in that area he was in. So supposedly that's why his body's all bones. But Fox News reviewed all their aerial footage, and Tampa Bay 10 did too, and they are not seeing that those areas were flooded for as long as the narrative is saying they were flooded. And also I've been reviewing all the video from, there's been people in front of the Laundrie house every day and night, and it's like I've only found like 2 videos so far that they even had a couple umbrellas and looked like they were uncomfortable, and the rest of the time it's clear as can be. So them saying that area was totally submerged in water is a lie. And you can also, not to sound snotty, but you can also look at the pictures now when they're back there looking at stuff. And I don't know if anybody noticed, but it's like the grass is tall and green and everything's lush. And it's like something that's been underwater for a whole month doesn't look like that just because the water recedes. It's mushy and stuff. So they're full of crap.
Sean's in the basement. Do you want to come in, Sean? Because as soon as I click the button, it'll automatically throw you in here. So just make sure if you want to come in, watch for his comment, Kathy. I can see he's in the basement, but I just want to make sure before he does. So,
yeah, just go ahead and click him in. John makes a really good point. Anyone could see the birds circling from miles away if a body was laying there. Yeah, That is true. When there's a dead animal, I mean, even before something dies, those vultures and stuff start circling, just waiting. Like if an animal's caught in a trap and it's not even dead yet, they're already circling, waiting. So if Brian was dead laying there on the ground, these airplane or helicopter videos we saw, there would have been massive amounts of black birds going after him. You'd have seen him in the helicopter circling up there. So I totally agree with that, John. Yeah,
Hey,
and Paul says no mud at the scene either. Okay, I'm gonna let Sean go. I'm gonna shut up. Hi, Sean.
Hey,
Hey,
Sean.
can y'all hear me?
Yep. What's up, man?
All right, good deal. Well, I'm walking around my driveway trying to avoid security cameras.
Yours or the neighbors?
They're mine. They got these.
Oh, so the lights go on if you hit them. That's why you're avoiding them.
We lost him. He might have lost service for a second. All right. Well, I got a little notification bell set if people come into the basement, Kathy. I don't know if you hear it, but I hear it now. I notice it now. So anytime someone comes in, I'll hear the ding. But I'm gonna jump back over to the slideshow. We must have lost him. Oh, there he is. He just came back. Hey, Sean, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. You hear me all right?
Yep. We lose you for a second?
Yeah, apparently my ear or something hit my screen on my phone. Some reason I can't get I don't know if y'all know how to do this, but some reason I can't get the, what do you call it? The speaker that plays out loud where I don't have to hold it to my ear. I can't figure out how to turn that on this thing.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of phone it is? But yeah, we can hear you fine too.
It's an iPhone 13. I'm just having to hold it to my ear to be able to hear y'all for some reason.
Oh, iPhone, yeah. I'm not good with iPhones. I'm an Android guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I switched over, when I left the chat, the video automatically switched over to my regular microphone, so I had to hold it to my ear.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
thanks.
I was going to ask you about that picture earlier, though. You know the van driving through the desert that's a drone shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why, if you have a drone, why is that the only freaking picture you would take with that thing?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
I have a guess on that. They were
didn't.
starting a YouTube channel and they did the same thing me and Chris do. They get their stuff, they upload it to private because they're going to flip it to public later when they're ready.
Right.
And that's why I think we've got the one drone photo, but the other ones, like, they weren't releasing yet. And then she died, so they didn't get released.
Do you think
But
they'd be
that's what I
excited to
think.
use that?
Either that or they had a lot of drone footage in that drone and just hadn't uploaded it to anything yet. Because that takes a long time to do all that video work. And when they had Wi-Fi, signals, they were posting pictures and doing things like that. But it's like it takes a ton of time and Wi-Fi data, if you're only allowed so much data a month, to do video work. So they could have just had it still in the drone.
So,
go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, so
Alyssa, I have no idea what really happened. Ask Sean and Chris. If
Kathy,
you think they're lying about his body being underwater for a month and that it's all bones and stuff, it's like, then what happened? And I would think the cops are lying because they didn't find him and they don't want to look stupid. So that's why they're making up that it was submerged the whole time.
So Kathy, when she told me about the drone, I didn't believe the drone. I thought maybe that picture was taken like they were at a cliff or something and they took a picture looking down. I'm not even sure if I to this day still, I know we had that picture of the drone, but I'm still not sure if that's a drone picture because you're saying,
I found that picture and then I zoomed in on it and found the letters that were on the drone or whatever it is, and I just Googled those letters and drone came up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's definitely in your picture. That's a drone. Absolutely. I'm talking about the picture over the van.
Oh, okay.
I'm wondering if they were like on a cliff and the van was below. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that could be too. Yeah.
Right. That's what I thought it was. And then or you found the picture. Yeah. When I say Kathy, she probably shared it to me as we were on the live and all that. But yeah, that the picture that you shared to us, that's definitely a DJI drone. That's a nice drone. That'll fly 3-4 miles.
Well,
They should have
there was
been
two
doing that the
reasons
whole time.
there was two reasons I was looking for a drone. One was that photo, and the other was when they said, the whole flying home story. We don't know whether he did or he didn't, but they said in that he went home to get something and to move some stuff out of her storage facility. So I started thinking, if he did that to save money, he had to have flown home to get something that was very expensive because he had to pay for the flight and motel.
Right.
So I started thinking, well, what's that expensive? And I started thinking drone. So that's when I started looking for it.
Maybe that's a good thought process. Maybe he did go out to get a drone, but you can get a drone like a DJI drone. They sell them at Best Buy or Walmart, but they're really expensive. You gotta have
I
the
have a
money to
drone,
buy
but
'em.
I've never touched it. It just sits in here. I don't even know what it is, but
Yeah, I've been through a lot of drones from starting cheap to expensive, but that's definitely a good thought process that maybe he went home to get a drone. But I'm with you. That's why I don't even believe that picture is part a drone shot, because like you would think they'd have drone shots everywhere. Drones are
right.
so popular nowadays, photos and videos, and
Well, I know
there's
if I
none.
got one and I wanted to start a website or whatever she wanted to start, I'd be pretty excited about it. I'd be playing with it all the time. You think I'd post all kinds of pictures from it?
Yep, and they're addicting too. I got a drone that flies inside that I fly around the house.
I seen that in a video. It used to be on your introduction or something on your page, and now I can't
Yeah.
find it anymore. I was going to show Kelly that, and I couldn't find it anymore.
Yeah, you probably got to scroll down in the videos, because if you come to my YouTube homepage, I can change those videos and I just put the most active up there, like the
Well,
most
see,
the one we just did.
right. Well, she had bought me one, and I heard stories of people who took them out for the first time and they just flew off and never came back. So I've always been scared to even try
Yeah.
it.
Yep, and that's a lot of people have that problem. Believe it or not, with drones, how it works is you can either build them yourself or you can buy the expensive ones. And if you're just starting out, believe it or not, most people will buy the cheaper ones, and that's why you hear them stories a lot. Because if you bought, like, say, a DJI drone that's like $400, it won't fly away. Them drones are
Gotcha.
so reliable, they don't fly away. But if you go below 400, then you're putting yourself in a scary territory.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
But
any other thoughts you have on the
man, I got
case,
I got
Sean?
I got a ton of them, but you can go ahead if you want me to stand here and listen. I'll be that more than happy to do that too. So
All right, that sounds good. I'll pull the slideshow back up, and then
all right,
Kathy's here too, so
Well,
you
Alyssa's
guys
in the chat.
can
I
go
just
back and
wanted to
forth.
put in, she's 15 minutes away from Brian's house, and she's got a whole bunch of comments in here about the weather. They weren't having no flooding. So, I had looked up weather, and other people had looked up weather to get information on it, but she actually lives there, and she's not remembering any kind of crazy storms or flooding. It just rained a little bit here and there.
Oh
Chris,
yeah,
I can't hear you.
yeah. I
Oh, I do
tweaked my
now.
mic down for a second, but yeah. I'll read this slide, and then we'll go back and forth. We've been doing good at it, I think. So yeah. So yeah, on August 17th through the 24th, Fairfield Inn and Suites by the Marriott, Salt Lake City Airport. So this is just what Sean was just talking about the trip flying back home. And there's a lot of conspiracy that comes out of this part of the timeline and what happened. So what I got down here as in my notes, and what Kathy pretty much has confirmed with me, is August 17th, Brian apparently flies home to Florida, leaving Gabby behind in a hotel to move their stuff from a storage unit into his parents' house to save money and not pay for the storage unit anymore. August 21st, Gabby's dad orders her a pizza to the hotel she's staying at. August 23rd, Brian flies back and meets up with Gabby at the hotel.
see,
In
that kind
August,
of makes you that kind of makes you believe that it was almost premeditated. But then why would he go back and hang out for 3 days and take her to dinner first? I
right.
mean,
Yeah, well, yeah, the fact that they stayed at the airport spot, yeah.
right.
That because for a while there, most timelines I saw, there's two of these Fairfield Inns and Suites in that area, and one's like in the downtown Salt Lake area, and then there's one at the airport. And me and Kathy had to cross check that, like which one were they staying at, and yeah, we identified it's the one at the airport. So yeah, like you're saying, it seems like it was premeditated, but it doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, I mean, you figure, maybe he flew home to get rid of her stuff because he knew he was going to kill her. But then he goes back and they hang out for a couple of days. He takes her to dinner. I mean,
I
Right.
think they had a fight, and either she kicked him out or he stormed out, and that's why he flew home. Then they made up, so he came back. Like abusive
that makes
relationships, you
kind of
like kick the
sense. But
boyfriend out or the husband out, or you leave and go to your mother's, and then a couple days later you're back. So I kind of think that's what the flight was about.
That makes
That's the only
sense.
thing
I
that can
mean,
make
did he take
sense
his
to me.
stuff though? I wonder.
Well,
Out of the van.
Oh, I don't know.
To me, none of it makes sense about this because
Mm-mm,
watching the police body cam video, how they were talking was like they couldn't even afford a hotel for a night. So it just
Yeah, I
doesn't
know.
make
They tell the
sense.
police they're broke, and the police had to get some charity place or whatever, people for, I guess, domestic abuse or whatever, to pay for his room.
Right. Or when
So
they said they could arrest Gabby, they would have spoke up right away and said, "Oh yeah, we'll get her a hotel." But they
heck
didn't.
yeah, yeah.
What's sad about that police body cam video too is he says to the cop, "Well, can you arrest her?" I was just stunned by that. Like because
Oh
he
yeah,
didn't
he
know what
totally
options
threw
he
her
had.
under the bus. Yeah,
Right, totally threw her under the bus.
and
But
she was over there trying to save him.
yeah, yeah. And another weird speculative point I was thinking about with this was so the first place they went to was Colorado where you can buy marijuana at like that real heavy. So when they get up near the Wyoming area, Gabby Petito's meeting her friend, this friend who wants to be anonymous, but it is true. It was reported on news sites and everything. She was meeting her friend, and her friend said Gabby would never miss meeting her because her friend is her guy. Like, and the way it sounded to me was like, are they buying drugs? Are they transporting drugs? Like, is there something going on with drugs?
Came into
Maybe.
money somewhere, didn't they?
I read that in a group too. Someone was asking if they were doing drug deals, but I wanted to address something in the chat. They were talking about Tim wants to know why their stuff would be in storage. They both moved from New York to Florida to move in with his parents. So they probably had a ton of crap that the parents are like, you ain't bringing all that crap in here. And that's probably why they had the storage bin. That's just my guess.
Well, I wonder
Well,
where the stuff went. Does the FBI have it? I mean, sure, they know where it is.
right.
Well, Paul was talking about it. He says Grizzly on YouTube posts Google coordinates of the storage thing. So Grizzly's live streams are hours and hours, and I wouldn't know what live stream to go look for it. So if anybody comes across those coordinates again, get them to us, because I would like to find out where the storage place is, because we can call them and ask them. They've got to know who Brian Laundrie is if he really had a storage thing there, because they'd be like, oh no, it was our place. And we could ask them to check their cameras if we know the address of what storage unit. I don't know if he really went to clean out the storage unit or not.
To cap off what I was saying about the drugs. So how would they get money is, I know this is going to sound crazy in this day and age, but if he were to buy drugs in Colorado and then they got to the hotel in Salt Lake and he had somebody who wanted marijuana back in Florida, he could maybe somehow get the drugs on the plane and fly back to Florida where he'd sell it, come back with the money, and now they have money. So, and then maybe the person that she was meeting in Yellowstone was also another person linked to drugs in some way. So that's where I was going.
That's definitely possible. He's got to be crazy to try to get that kind of marijuana on a plane. But
somebody researched Rose. I can't remember who. That's the Wyoming chick, I think. God, I might be getting her confused with the other girl, because there's two girls that keep saying stuff. But anyways, the one girl whose name is Rose, I think used to have a drug problem but doesn't anymore. But I can't remember. I need Ronnie in here because she always gets these people straight. She's got one friend that she was supposed to meet in Yellowstone, and there's this other girl that's like on YouTube and Instagram and just blabbing her mouth, and I'm not sure.
Is that the girl with the face that's all broke out?
I can't remember because there's two of them.
Says they're like the best friend, got a picture of them in the car together. Because to me, it looked like she was on drugs too.
Best friend girl, yes. Now that's Rose, and she used to be on drugs, but I'm not sure if that's the same person that was going to meet her in Yellowstone. I'd have to look that up. I think those were two different people. I think the Yellowstone girl's staying anonymous. And the other one that's doing all the blabbing is Rose.
Yeah,
she was a meth addict, Paul said. Yeah, I'd heard something like that.
The girl you guys are talking about, I played her in the opening video of this live stream.
Yeah,
the one with the blondish hair, yeah. But yeah, I had seen in a group someone had started a discussion about, they wondered if they were into drugs or anything like that. But they didn't really look like junkies to me. I mean,
Right.
her skin's too clear, and she just, I don't know. I've had a lot of junkies around me before, and it's like she just didn't have that look.
So, moving
Plus, I
on.
don't think vegans do drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, they're so
Well, I
worried
mean,
about their
marijuana's
health.
natural. Why
I was
not?
gonna say, yeah, a
Well,
vegan might do
marijuana, I wouldn't
drugs.
consider you being a drug addict if you use marijuana.
True.
I'm thinking of like
True.
meth and heroin and crack and stuff.
Well,
I told
well,
my parents that when
shrooms.
I was 18, but it didn't go over well.
Yeah. Shrooms is natural too, technically. I mean, they put dog poop on it, I hear, but it's
Yeah.
shrooms.
Well, doing a couple
Or cow
shrooms
poop,
isn't gonna
sorry.
like make you like look like a junkie either. And I don't think very many people
Right.
like do that stuff all 3 times a day around the clock. Like crackheads and meth addicts and coke and heroin people are more like they keep it going a steady flow of it because they're addicted, and that ruins their teeth and their skin and everything.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't
yeah,
have
I
that
think
addictive
psychedelic and
personality.
pot people don't have that problem. Unless you're
Yep.
so high you're just snacking all the time and don't shower, I guess. But
It does, yeah, like
yeah, I
heroin
have
or
their
cocaine.
adrenaline.
They are
Hang on a
addictive
second.
drugs. Shrooms and marijuana don't tend to be addictive, even though
Now,
I
now
have
have
known
y'all have
people.
y'all seen anything about acid on this whole thing? Because somebody said they seen a picture of an acid sheet somewhere.
Oh, I
Mm,
didn't see anything like
no.
that.
I haven't either, but that's just what I don't know if I heard it on the news or if I heard it from in one of these YouTube videos or what I heard, but somebody said that he was holding up an acid sheet.
Like blotter
I wouldn't
paper?
even know what that would look like. I would have to
Well,
look that up.
it's basically like a bunch of freaking stamps, pretty much. But
That's the address I just put in there for the laundry's house.
I have to look into that, Sean.
yeah, I mean, I don't. I just heard it. I've only heard it once, so I don't know. I mean, that's been a while, but I mean, yeah, the whole him flying home thing for the week, and this whole freaking attorney thing's got me hot already by just listening to him.
Tomorrow,
But I mean,
I'm going to watch all the attorney interviews with a notebook and start writing down all dates and then compare them, because in every interview, I swear he's flipping around.
it's very
He's
important to
playing
me to know.
change, and when the reporters are questioning him on it, he's doing a lot of backpedaling, and it's like this guy is screwing his clients by running his mouth. And he did like 4 interviews in one day.
Oh yeah,
He did one the day before, and now he's supposed to be doing some more
Well, didn't he
Monday.
screw the sister because of what he said? Because he
through
said,
her
because
under
the
bus, yeah.
sister, according to the sister, they were at the campsite and nothing was brought up. And then according to the lawyer now, Brian was stressed out when he left the parents' house.
Oh
So
yeah,
how is
the
that
attorney
possible?
even used the word grieving when he
Right.
went into the woods, and then he had to backpedal out of that one. But all of his dates from these different interviews don't jive. He's saying, I talked to the FBI on this day, I talked to him on that day. And as he does interviews, then the next person that interviews him has already heard the other TV channels. So they're picking apart with questions and getting this guy all flustered. And he's making a really big deal in all these interviews about the
Yeah.
people like us that are
I mean-
looking into this and
I mean,
da-da-da-da-da. And it's
the
like
main
he
important-
knows he's going to get caught in something.
The important thing to me, and maybe y'all know this, is I wonder when Brian's dad or Brian first contacted the attorney, because that's a big freaking deal to me. I mean, if you think about it, if he did it, if they contacted the attorney, let's just say while Brian was on his way home or the day he got home, that makes him look really bad. I mean, worse than what it does if he did it on the 10th when they finally decided, hey,
I think that
she's
they
missing.
called the attorney. There was a police report. Something happened on the 10th with Gabby's father connected to the Laundrie's address. And it's been said, there's our clothes matching in. It's been said that the dad, Joe Petito, didn't go over to the Laundries, but there's something happened. So it was probably a phone threat. They never released it. They kept it secret, but it was in these police
Yeah, I
reports.
heard that
It was all
too.
redacted. So I'm thinking if Joe Petito got shitty with Christopher Laundrie, then when that phone call ended, he called the police to report it, and then he called his lawyer and said, look, dude, I'm in trouble. He came
Well,
home
see,
without
that
his
even makes it
girlfriend.
worse
Now
then.
his dad's all furious. So yeah, I think he called a lawyer then.
Well, then the attorney's been lying all along by saying he told Brian's parents not to talk to the Petitos, because how would he have done that if he wasn't even contacted till the 10th? There's 10 days of phone calls where they tried to contact him and they wouldn't answer the phone.
Petitos called and they didn't answer. I think they were covering the whole time. They might have
Right.
called the lawyer when Brian got home, But the lawyer's going to get trapped up in these lies, and I don't know if anything will lead
That should
done
make him
about it.
guilty
Why would you do
right
that
there.
unless? But why? Yeah, why would you do that unless you knew somebody had been hurt? I mean, if you
Right.
left her in a freaking parking lot in the middle of Wyoming, that's not against the law. Why not just say, "Hey, man, I left your daughter in the parking lot"? Even though that's a crappy dude to do that. But
Right, they got in a
Right.
fight and
I
Brian
mean,
came home. I would have been like, why's he got my kid's van? But yeah, it's like the dad was furious and something happened. So I'm not sure. This lawyer keeps changing his mind. And the thing is, it's like, if they can't figure out how Brian died and there's no proof to prove Brian killed Gabby, as long as the lawyer keeps his trap shut, the Laundries aren't going to get in any trouble. But if this
right.
lawyer keeps running his mouth, like, I don't know if he thinks he's going to be Mr. Popular, like, I don't know what. I mean, we've got Dog the Bounty Hunter, Dr. Phil. It's like all these famous people are like mixing in here. If he thinks he's going to get famous or rich off a book deal, he needs to keep his mouth shut or he's going to get
No,
these
he's lying his
Laundries in trouble.
butt off.
Yep.
Yeah, he's lying his butt off, and he's not he's not good at keeping his cool at all.
No, he breaks down quick. Let me
Yeah.
jump in real quick just so I can
Go
get
ahead,
to the
man.
next slide. So on August 25th, 2021, Gabby Petito's last Instagram photos taken near the Monarch in Ogden, Utah. And that was July 25th, 2021. Gabby Petito posted multiple photos near the Monarch. And I was going through them while we were chatting. So if anybody wants to come back and pause, you'll be able to see them. And then I got another video real quick, and then we'll get right back to the conversation. So this is from the Rustick Row owner, Sips and Sweets in Idaho.
In our top story tonight, we are getting a better idea of the timeline in the Gabrielle Petito missing person case in Wyoming. The owner of Rustick Row in Victor says the 22-year-old woman and her fiance came into her store on either August 25th or 26th. In a Facebook post, Wendy Wollstenhume says they discussed their trip to Teton Park, as they call it, and plans to... said she told them about the west entrance, that they would need to go through Tetonia and Ashton. She didn't comment on what the couple were doing in Victor or how long they were there or where they went next. We sent a team to Victor, but the store was closed at the time, and we were told Wollstenhume was out of town. Among other areas, authorities have confirmed they are searching Grand Teton National Park.
All right, so yeah, that was the Rustick Row. Could you guys hear that okay? I took my headphones off for a minute.
I was hoping I didn't screw it up. I had to run through the house.
Gotcha. Kathy, you with us?
Yeah, I'm just typing.
Could you hear that okay, Kathy? Either way, I'm going to run through the notes.
Oh, Angela, it was stated in a bunch of articles that I read, and I'm not sure if it was in the Dr. Phil show or not, but that the father did not actually show up at the Laundrie's house. Something happened and 911 was called, so I'm guessing if he didn't show up at their house, it was something on the phone. But I've seen it in multiple places that Joe didn't actually go to Christopher's house. He would have wrung his neck.
So, let me run through the rest of this one real quick. So August 25th and August 26th, the Rustick Row owner, Sips and Sweets, Idaho, a business owner has said that Gabby Petito and her fiance Brian Laundrie spent nearly 20 minutes in her store in Idaho on either August 25th or August 26th. And I quote, "They told me they were traveling from Florida. They had just been to Teton Park, and they said they were interested in going to Yellowstone. And I told them they could go to the west entrance," the owner said, of Rustick Row in Victor for EastIdahoNews.com. And I quote, "They seemed happy, and as they left, she shouted back from the door that they were engaged. And then I said, 'Congratulations,' she added. The store owner told local news media that she has reported this information to the police." Now, this is where in many lives we have debated about which direction, just like Moab, did they go in from the north or did they come in from the south? So with this Rustick Row lead, and the owner of the Rustick Row telling them about the west gate, it seems to be that they went north up to the west gate going into Yellowstone instead of straight up into the area of Wyoming, straight up towards the Spread Creek area. So it would be Mary Piglets, which we haven't got to yet. It's a later date. It would be Mary Piglets, then Spread Creek, if you believe that way. Or it would be Rustick Row, Bullwinkles, which is right next to the West Gate, which we haven't got to yet either. And then it would be Yellowstone, Spread Creek. So I'm sure if you guys have been following my live streams, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, we have a fully interactive map that you can visit and see all the notes that we're sharing right here in the presentation. They're laid out on a map with icons, and when you click on the icons of whatever area you're looking at, it'll give you the links to this information. So moving forward, so here we go. Then we have August 26, 2021. So the owner of the Rustick Row reported that she didn't know if it was the 25th or the 26th. Now we have a report from August 26, 21. Hunter Mannies, possible witness, Bullwinkles Saloon, West Yellowstone, Montana. Now see, it says West Yellowstone, Montana, which the West Yellowstone entrance is actually near or in Montana. I believe it's in Montana. So if they went that way, they actually briefly went through the Montana area to get into Yellowstone. So we have this witness, and I have another video. I'll let it play for you guys. Check this out.
Okay, guys, I had to remake my video. It seems like I had done enough TV, I would be good at this, but this is my first TikTok. This is in regards to the Brian Laundrie and Gabby, the missing girl. I had taken a trip the end of August from Louisiana up through Colorado and Montana and Wyoming. I picked a friend up at the Jackson Hole Airport on August 26th, Thursday, that morning, and we went through Jackson Hole. Then we went through the Tetons and Yellowstone. We came out the West Gate, and we stayed at West Yellowstone, Montana, for the evening. We went out to a restaurant that night called Bullwinkles, and about 10 o'clock we moved into the bar. There was us and another couple that we had met while we were eating dinner. We were discussing things, politics, guns, hunting, all the stuff you don't talk about in a bar. And there was a guy at the end of the bar that was just quiet. He was visibly bothered or mad, it looked like, when we came in. And I guess our conversation just kind of irritated that fact when he finally made a comment, something about stupid Southerners and Republicans. And I kind of laughed and said, well, where are you from? And he said that he was from New York in a pretty strong New York accent, and said his name was Brian. And I said, as we laughed, I said, you picked an odd place, the middle of nowhere, a small town in Montana. What did you expect, that you weren't going to run into any conservatives or Republicans? Anyway, not much else was said. He made a couple of remarks, and we went back to our conversation. It was just a creepy encounter. It was one of those situations where it was kind of one of those people, it was almost like he looked through you. I didn't notice him using a phone, things that the FBI have asked. We did notice that he had a backpack. We left about 11:50, and he was still there. My friend was visibly uncomfortable. She even made a comment on the way to the car about serial killers and kept watching behind us to make sure he wasn't following us. And I assured her that it wasn't an issue. I mean, I'm concealed carry. I was actually armed when we were in the bar. And we went to the hotel. We did talk about it on the way home. It was odd. In the last few days, though, we've watched the news and realized that was the guy. That was Brian, this girl's fiance. So we contacted the FBI. Both of us made reports to the FBI, and just kind of watching the news now and seeing where it goes. But that was our encounter.
All right, so I'm not sure how many people actually saw the original Hunter Mannies video, but there it is. Kathy, you ever seen that video, or
Yeah,
Sean,
I
have you
saw
guys
that
seen
one a
it?
long time ago.
Yeah,
The Bullwinkle guy, that's why I believed him. You know, a lot of times these people say, I saw him, I saw him, I saw him. But this guy, like, just doesn't look like the kind of person that's going to make it up, and he's got all these details.
yeah.
So,
I,
yeah,
I
I believe him.
see. I believed him, and then when I look at the map, though, I'm like, this is questionable. Did they go this way, though? Is my problem.
Well, but didn't you map it out between there and where they were on the 27th and say if they were sightseeing and taking side trips, it was possible?
Yeah, but the problem is, if they went to the West Gate on the 26th, the next stop is this. So for
Well,
everybody,
Jessica Schultz on the 26th claims she passed the van with Brian in it at Spread Creek. And then on the 27th, she claims to have seen the van again on the side of the road, but she thought it was abandoned at Spread Creek.
see, the problem is the next site. So this was August 26th. So we had the Rustick Row August 25th or 26th. Then we had this possible witness sighting on the August 26th. And then the next sighting is from this, Mary Piglets. So remember when we observed it on the map, again, I'll say it real quick just for everybody. If you want to get the free interactive map, it's not a download. It's a web page that you can go to and view this map so you can look more in depth what we're talking about. If they went up past the Rustick Row,
Put it in the
past the Rustick Row, and then they went to near where Bullwinkles was in the West Gate, then they would have had to go like 30, 40 miles. It might be less than that. Back south, they would have backtracked to go to Mary Piglets. So see, it doesn't seem to make sense.
They're on a road trip though, and they don't want to just sit in a campground all night. So it's like I don't think when you're on a sightseeing trip that going an hour here or there out of your way is that big of a deal.
I mean, that's possible.
If there's something
but
you
I'm
want
just
to go
saying.
see. Like if I'm somewhere and there's something 2 hours away that I really want to see, but we're not going that way, I'll be like, well, we can drive there, do what we need to do, eat lunch, drive back, and still get home in time to, set up the tent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just speculating. We're slowly trying to work it out which direction they went in, because this is where me and Kathy have debated on the live a little, not debated, but talked about whether or not Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito started to split up at these times. They were arguing a lot.
I think they had a couple fights and split up. And
Yeah.
Don't forget the Rustick Row one was in Idaho, and we looked it up, and it was only 29 miles away from this death zone.
Yeah, oh yeah, in the death zone, but I don't have the map on this one to show up. But if you go to our last live stream, there is a death zone, guys, and this is real. No bull.
I've got a picture of it. If you want to pull it up on the screen, I already sent you the picture of the black lady, all dressed in black. I don't know if later at the end you're going to pull up those pictures, but I'll send you the.
Do you want me to share your screen? Is that
no,
what
I'm
you're
just
saying?
going to send them to your messenger. So at the end, before you sign up, I've got the death zone map, and also I sent you the lady all dressed in black because people were asking about it.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you don't have to like interrupt the slideshow for them. Just grab them at the end.
Yeah, so there is a death zone where it sits between two states, which I believe is Wyoming and Idaho. Yeah. And from what we read in past live streams, with it sitting between two states like that, there's no judges because a judge is obliged to a state. So if you were to say this is the conspiracy, it's not true because the FBI can still get you.
Yeah,
but if you were to say,
that's the old story. If you look up the Idaho dead zone or death zone or zone of death, I mean, you put any of those in a search engine, it'll give you information on this place.
Yeah.
But I sent the picture to your messenger, so if you want to pull it up on the screen, you could.
Yeah, I did have it, this same picture we were looking at, but I deleted it because I didn't have space on the
they've
computer.
established the dispersed campground is where she was killed and they found her body. Well, they found her body. They don't really know if he killed her somewhere else, but I don't think they found any evidence of that in the van. If they did, they haven't publicly released it.
So, just for record, this is the, you guys can see that, right? The map where the death zone is, zone of death. And
I don't
if you
see
watch,
it yet.
If you watch our last live stream, we actually, There
Yeah,
it goes.
that
It's
little
coming
part
up.
in beige is the death zone.
It didn't go full screen?
It is
Oh,
now, yeah.
okay. So if you watched our last live stream, I actually got an email from someone who claimed to work at the laundromat near Ogden, right? Was it Ogden, Kathy? Do you remember? I believe it
The
was near,
laundromat was Ogden, yeah. The guy
yeah,
that claimed the laundromat sighting, yeah.
near Ogden. And the guy claimed that he had told Gabby and Brian, who stopped by the laundromat where he worked, he had told Gabby and Brian about this zone of death. And if they did go near the Rustick Row, which I do have the map pulled up here too. So here's the map. If they did go near the Rustick Row, that takes them right by the zone of death. Show you real quick. So here's the Rustick Row. Okay. Here's Mary Piglets. The zone of death is right here, guys. It sits right behind Teton Park. Right here. It goes like this. It's right on the line. See the line for the states?
Yeah, they were only 29 miles away from it.
See the line for the states. But if they went to Rustick Row and then they went up the West Gate, which is right here, it's right on the borderline of Idaho and
Yeah, see,
Wyoming.
they've got nothing else to do other than pitch their tent and camp and hike. So it's like, I don't think these day trips are any big deal.
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about just a moment ago. So the next slide we're about to look at. So Rustick Row is what we looked at. And then Bullwinkles is Hunter Mannies is right here. So they would have went like this up. Then they would have went, this is Yellowstone. They would have went into Yellowstone. And our next slide is going to be Mary Piglets, which is all the way back down here. So did they go to Rustick Row, turn around, then go back up? Here's Spread Creek. And go this way? Or did they actually go up through the zone of death, up by Bullwinkles, had a fight or something, and then went back down south to Mary Piglets right here? So that's
Well,
what
you
we were
always
talking
got
about.
to remember, too, that it's like sometimes if you're on a road trip like this and you're going to a town and you're like, oh, we'll find a good camping place there, and then they're all shitty, you're like, let's just go back to that one we had last night.
Right.
You know, it's like my parents, I mean, my mom died last year, but my mom and dad, they live in Arizona. They used to take trips in the day to Flagstaff, and it was like 6 hours from their house. And it's like they'd drive there, spend the night in a hotel, drive home. You know, so it's like people that are on these trips are old retired people. It's like no big deal to just take those little day trips.
Right. So this is, look at this, Kathy. I'm not sure if you saw this or not, but this is actually the witness from Mary Piglets. I dug up a video from a witness at Mary Piglets. I'm going to play the video and then I'll explain more. Whoops.
Yeah, it was our first full day of vacation in Jackson Hole. We were at Mary Piglets, which is a Mexican restaurant in Jackson Hole, and it was Friday, August 27th. We got to the restaurant around 1 o'clock, and it was the altercation took place within the first hour of us being there, so it had to have been before 2 o'clock.
And in as much detail as you feel comfortable sharing, what did you notice about their interaction with each other?
It wasn't so much their interaction with each other. I didn't really take notice to them at all until they got up from their table, and they were, like I mentioned in my video, abruptly leaving the restaurant. It looked as though they were like almost getting kicked out, and it was never so much, it wasn't necessarily between them. It was more so Gabby abruptly leaving the restaurant crying, and Brian was just evidently really upset, pissed off. I would say Gabby was upset. He was angry, and he was just being very temperamental towards the restaurant staff.
And it's fine if you know, aren't sure. Do you know what the source of his anger was, or why she was upset?
No, and I don't want to say, because I don't want to fabricate anything. I've mentioned that it just, I mean, in the moment, you know, when it was happening, we didn't know who these people were and we didn't know what was going to happen. But in that moment, I was thinking to myself, it seemed as though I don't know, you know, you think worst case scenario, like, what, was something wrong with their food? Were they displeased with the service? It still doesn't, that still doesn't seem like that much anger is worth something like that. So it made me think that it seemed as if he was embarrassed and he was angry about being embarrassed. I got the feeling that they were asked to leave or that they were being kicked out the restaurant, because it was, like I said, very abrupt. They got up very abruptly and just, like, you know, walked out the restaurant, and she was really upset. She was crying, and he immediately, like, went to the hostess stand and was just, he was just, like, going in on the hostess and the waitress, and then eventually the manager. He exited and entered the restaurant, like, on 4 different occasions within 5 minutes. He would walk out, walk back in, walk out, walk back in. At one moment, we thought they had walked out for good. Or he had walked out for good, and he actually left for like 10 minutes and then came back just to, like, start the fight all over again.
It's really interesting. And this is just a confirmation question. You said that you and, I'm not sure, your partner were sitting next to them.
Yeah, we were sitting directly next to them. There's 2 tables right by the front door, which is also the exit and also where the hostess stand is. And yeah, we were within, like, not even a foot of each other.
Wow. And, you know, you kind of said in detail, like, how he was acting toward the staff. Is there anything that you specifically overheard him say?
No, he was just being really aggressive. I couldn't hear any verbiage or actual words, but it just, his body language, and you could obviously I could hear him, but I couldn't make out his words. He was, I would say, it was almost like he was screaming. He was really angry. That's the best I can describe it. He was just very visibly angry. It was like a dog with a bone. He wouldn't drop it. Whatever it was, he was pissed off, and he would not let it go. So much so that he would be asked to leave. I guess the restaurant staff was kind of not telling him what he wanted to hear, or maybe they were asking him to continuously leave, and he would leave and he would just re-enter within like a minute, and he just kept coming back, and he wouldn't drop it. Whatever it was, he was just getting angrier.
Got it. And these might be, you know, granular details, but if you remember at all, how did the 2 of them look? Did they look normal for all intents and purposes, or was anything off?
Like I said, I didn't really take notice to them, you know, in the midst of them eating, or I just took notice of them when they were leaving. And in that moment, Gabby reminded me a lot of how she seemed in that body cam video of the cop. She just seemed distraught. She seemed really upset. She was emotional. She was crying. She seemed kind of embarrassed. At one point, she walked back into the restaurant on one of his attempts to walk back in. I think she followed him and was trying to, get him to leave and, like, drop the situation. I think she was being, like, apologetic towards the restaurant staff for his behavior. Like, she just kind of wanted to diffuse the situation. She was like, "I'm sorry, come on, let's just go." But she was visibly upset. She was crying, and that was really it. And he was just, you could feel his temper. He was angry. He was pissed off.
In the midst of everything you're describing, at any point did they stay and have a meal? Did you see that they ate, or you didn't know?
I'm not positive. All I remember is that they were sitting at the table directly next to us. We were eating. We were in the middle of our meal. We weren't paying attention to anybody else around us. We only took notice of them when they got up and were leaving. I'm almost positive that they were eating, because I remember questioning, did they even pay? Did they even get the bill? Did they, you know, it was so fast. They just, our waitress was also their waitress. We shared a waitress, and she was visibly upset. So I know that she was a part of it. She has to have more information than I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sorry if any of these questions are redundant. I just want to make sure I cover all my bases here. At no point did you speak directly to them?
No.
And you're saying that it seemed that they were kicked out of the restaurant. When they finally left, did you see how they left?
No. I just saw them walk out the front door.
Gotcha. Are there any parts to this that, you know, I haven't asked you, anything that you remember that came to you? I know you said that your partner kind of, you know, woke you up and was like, I remember like why Brian's face is so familiar. Are there any other small details that maybe, you know, have come to you over the past couple of days?
No, it just happened so fast. It was like in the span of like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it's something you definitely don't see every day. It just was kind of startling. I remember feeling bad for her. And I remember looking across the table at Matt, getting his attention to kind of, you know, tell him what was going on. And I just remember telling Matt, like vividly, I remember telling him, this guy is freaking me out. His demeanor, the way he was acting, how persistent he was, he freaked me out.
And this is my last question. What made you post the story once you guys put the pieces together on the fact that you had seen the two of them?
Just, I was kind of like, and that was very in the heat of the moment when I posted that Instagram story. It was within like seconds that we pieced it together. So I didn't really think about it before I posted it. It was mainly just for my friends. I just kind of, you know, I thought it was just a crazy story. And I did have hopes that maybe it would get out there and it could help, you know, people piece together the story. I certainly wasn't expecting it to blow up to the degree that it did. But yeah, there really wasn't much thought before posting it. It was just like, oh my God, this happened. And we were there. We saw this. We witnessed this. Like, I have to get the word out there. And that's kind of how it happened.
All right, guys. So I know a lot of people heard about the witness at Mary Piglets, but I haven't seen many videos at all of the actual witness talking like this. Have you guys seen this interview?
I've only seen part of it. I've never seen the whole thing.
Yeah, I've never seen the whole thing either. Kathy, have you ever seen that whole interview?
Yeah, with this lady?
Yeah.
I'm typing it. Yeah, I've seen her. They were asking who it was. I told them it was Nina Angelo. Chloe put a link in here. Oh, Chinoa did. Yeah, she put a link in here too. I'm not sure if it was to this or something else.
So,
I wrote it down though.
I'm gonna read this real quick and then I won't talk about it for a second. But August 27th, 2021, the Mary Piglets Mexican Grill, Jackson, Wyoming. For some reason there's a typo there, but 1 to 2 p.m. a Tex-Mex restaurant in Jackson, Wyoming confirmed Wednesday that Blue Point homicide victim Gabby Petito and her boyfriend Brian Laundrie were indeed in the eatery and that they have notified the FBI. The acknowledgement from the Mary Piglets Mexican Grill on their Facebook page came hours after an Instagrammer detailed sitting next to Petito and Laundrie as the couple argued on August 27th with workers inside the restaurant. Now, this is what I talked about many times about possibly she had left him at this restaurant. And listening to this woman's interview even more so makes me feel that way, because she even makes the point that there was one point where they thought they were leaving, where they thought they left. And then Brian Laundrie had come back in again. And yeah, he came back in multiple times, but there was one point where everybody thought they left and then he came back. So I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know what my hunch is. Maybe it's all the stuff I've looked into investigating this case. I feel like she left the Mary Piglets by herself. And maybe he went into the wooded area around Mary Piglets at that time because maybe he thought they were calling the cops. Or they did call the cops, like me and Kathy have talked about many times, and these cops are staying mighty quiet.
They don't want to do anything that's going to look bad. Timothy, there's the donation link. I'm putting it in right now.
Well, see, my thing to this is I think
the
they
parents
got it too.
found him in a minute, and the cops couldn't. So it's like they're going to say whatever because they don't want to look stupid.
Go ahead, Sean.
Well, I just think I think what happened, in my opinion, is that he totally embarrassed her. Obviously, going in there 4 different times, but when she came in behind him and tried to get him out and basically apologized for him, I think to me that was the last straw to him. That just blew his freaking lid right there. I think they fought all the way back to the campsite, and that's where things went down. He freaked out, and took off through the woods, and I don't know why I think this, but and it sounded kind of stupid when Dog said it, but it kind of made sense that he freaked out to me, went through the woods, whatever, got to wherever he could, and called his dad and said, "Look, I screwed up." And his dad said, "Hey, you need to come home. We'll figure this out. We'll work it out, whatever." And that's when he started hitchhiking back and got in the van and drove home. That's just what I think.
Yeah. Well, the thing is about that is he wasn't hitchhiking, though, Sean, until the 29th. And
Right, but from the 27th to the 29th is when I'm thinking he's probably taking his butt on up there to wherever his first got picked up at. He was walking through the woods or whatever he does, but
oh, so do you think they left the Mary Piglets separately? Is that what
I
you're
think
saying?
they left together and fought all the way back.
Okay. Well,
that's kind of what I think.
From
Because if she was that upset and she already doesn't like to drive the van, I don't know that she would leave in the van without him.
Right.
Not saying that it didn't happen, but that just, I don't know. It could, this whole case is crazy, so it could have went either way. But
no, I agree with you, and anything is possible or plausible.
Nothing would shock me.
Right, me either. So from the Mary Piglets to the Spread Creek camping area is only like, I'm not exactly sure I can quote it offhand, but it's not far. It's like 15 miles, I think, or 30, maybe 30 miles or something like that.
Me and my wife went to the Ozarks today, actually, and
awesome.
we did a 15-mile, drive from Fayetteville, Arkansas. You probably don't know where that is, but over to Eureka Springs, which is a real popular tourist place. And 15 miles took us 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
It's about what it took us on a back highway.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can measure it just to double check. Let's see. So it comes out to about 23 miles, but that's a straight shot. So they had to go down the road. So it's probably
took them anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, probably.
Yeah. So then he was hitchhiking on August 29th, and they had left the Mary Pig. We're gonna get into that with the presentation. I got that marked on the presentation too, but they had left the Mary Piglets on the 27th. So that's 2 whole days mixed in there. The last place they were seen was Mary Piglets, and then the 29th he was seen hitchhiking. So that's a huge question mark. Like, what went on at that time?
How far is it? How far is it from the place where he was first picked up hitchhiking, Chris, to the campsite? How many miles is that?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Hold on one second.
I'm just curious how many miles he would have had to have hiked, and that might have took him from the night of the 27th to the 29th.
So, the first spot, real quick, I'll get to that because that's going to be next on the slideshow, and I'll get to that 1 second. I'll just run through these. I only got a couple slides left too.
Chris, I just wanted to say something before you move forward, before I forget. There's a Twitter guy, that Jonathan Lee Ritchie's, that's been out in front of the Laundrie's house about an hour ago. Him and that other girl, the bullhorn lady, went to the death scene of Brian and took video. I haven't watched it yet, but it's something to go look. I put the link in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I was watching a live stream earlier today, and they were taking live calls. And by the way, we're taking live calls. We got Sean on the air with us, me and Kathy, Truth Seeker. And if anybody else wants to call in, feel free to call in. The link will be in the comments, and we can add you right in. But yeah, I was listening to a live stream earlier today, and they were taking live calls. And I heard a guy call in and say he went there and took pictures of the death scene and all that. So I was curious if he would come on here, but I haven't heard from him.
Well, wasn't that you, Chris, that showed us the video of a guy and his girlfriend or wife that went out there and found it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I went back.
Gabby's.
You're right. I went to their page after you showed that and watched the video they recorded before that, and they went to, what's the name of that Mexican restaurant, the Piggly Wigglies or whatever?
Mary Piglets.
Yeah, but yeah, they went there and was actually going to ask them questions, but they said the staff there didn't have the right demeanor or whatever to be asked questions. They didn't feel comfortable asking.
Yeah, it seemed like they backed out a little bit, like they like they didn't feel comfortable asking. Yeah,
right.
That would have been really interesting if they did, But either way, I appreciate them going there. But yeah, they seem like they backed out a little bit. But yeah, that would have been good. So, well, on August 27th, because I want to get back to your other point, Sean. So August 27th, 2021, Spread Creek Dispersed camping area, Wyoming. Same day they were at Mary Piglets. They were at Mary Piglets around 1 to 2 p.m. So on the same day, between 6 and 6:30 p.m., travel vloggers Red, White, and Bethune spot Gabby's van in the Spread Creek Dispersed camping area and captured this footage, which I've been playing it. And I'm sure everybody who's been following this case has seen this video. This is one of the biggest videos in the whole case. Whoops.
This is also the day that the Stan video went to her mom. Or the Stan text, I mean.
Yeah. Which a lot of people say the Stan text is send the authorities now, right?
Yeah, but it's also her grandpa's name, so...
Right. So there was a lot of speculation built on it.
Right. I think that text was like, if something already had happened to her, Brian sent the text. I don't think she would have sent that text to her mother.
Gotcha. Okay, so August 29th, 2021. So now this is like I was just talking to Sean about. This is 2 days later. I'm going to just run through the rest of these, and then we'll talk about the hitchhiking, because it's basically those. At Coulter Bay Village, showers. There's at this little village, it's like for campers. They have like a shower area, and they have a bunch of different areas. So at the showers in Wyoming, August 29th, 2021, TikToker Miranda Baker claims she picked up Brian Laundrie from Coulter Bay Village near the showers around 5:30 p.m. and dropped him off near Jackson Lake Dam. And this is a video I'm going to let play for you guys.
It's Miranda Baker, and on August 29th, my boyfriend and I picked up Brian at Grand Teton National Park at 5:30 at night at Coulter Bay. I'm hoping this can help someone identify him, because I saw him from TikTok, which then made me call the authorities, and my boyfriend and I have been in contact with a bunch of different people to help piece together different parts of this case. But we picked him up at Coulter Bay, like I said, at 5:30. He approached us asking us for a ride because he needed to go to Jackson, which we were going to Jackson that night. So I said, hop in. He hopped in the back of my Jeep. We then, proceeded to make small talk. But before he came in the car, he offered to pay us like $200 to give him a ride, like 10 miles. So that was kind of weird. He then told us he's been camping for multiple days without his fiance. He did say he had a fiance, and that she was working on their social media page back at their van. Then once, in conversation, I brought up, we're going to Jackson. He freaked out. He's like, nope, I need to get out right now. Pull over. So we pulled over at the Jackson Dam, which I don't know if you know Teton Park, but it's not very far from Coulter Bay. And if this does reach people, I can post pictures of exactly where we picked him up and the whole route or whatever, and screenshots of the timestamps. We dropped him off at 6:09 p.m. on August 29th. He kind of hurried out of the car, and then he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go find someone else to hitchhike. And we're like, okay. It was a weird situation. So when we picked him up, he was wearing a backpack, he had a long sleeve pants, hiking boots, and he had scruff, but he didn't look dirty. For someone who was camping for multiple days, he didn't look dirty, he didn't smell dirty, so that part was kind of weird. And I'm just really hoping that they find her, and this helps someone remember seeing him, or something like that.
To clarify a few things that people are confused on still, when he asked to ride, he asked to go to Jackson, which, if you're familiar with the area, a lot of people call Jackson Hole Jackson, so that's why I said yes to giving him a ride. But you think any good hiker would know south and north. We were going south out of the park when he said he was camping north. He had told us that him and Gabby were not camping on a regulated campsite through the national park, that they were camping basically out in the middle of nowhere along Snake River. This is key information. He said that he had hiked for days along Snake River, but when looking at his backpack, it wasn't full, and he said all he had was a tarp to sleep on, which you think if you're going camping for days on end, you'd want food and a tent, and he had none of that, and like I said, he looked clean and didn't smell bad. So this is a view of the whole journey with Brian. So that's the top at the park at Coulter Bay, and then we drove him to this dam right here. Then at the dam, we dropped him off at this little turnout, and he said he was going to walk across the street to the parking lot, which was full of people, to continue hitchhiking and look for a ride, because he freaked out when I said Jackson Hole. He said we needed to pull over, even though Jackson and Jackson Hole are the same thing. It's the same town itself. This is the text I sent to my mom at 6:09, right when he got out of the car, saying I was okay because she was freaking out. This is at the park, or at the pickup location, and we were taking a shower. We then walked across, and our car was parked on the left side of the picture, and he talked to us like right in the middle. And he was talking to my boyfriend the entire time, but like I was the one actually talking, and he was like not frantic, and he was very nice, very polite to us.
All right, so there you have it from Miranda Baker. And then just to continue on, so that was on August 29th, and she said that she had dropped him off at Jackson Lake Dam around 6:09 p.m. And then
we got Norma Jean Jalovac after that.
Yeah, and then on August 29th, same day, near Pacific Creek Road. And remember Snake River, because I'm going to bring that back up too. Snake River, Brian said he and Gabby were camped out in the middle of nowhere near Snake River, according to Miranda Baker. So, near Pacific Creek Road, remember I guess I should show the map. Another person had picked up Brian Laundrie.
It's Pacific Creek Landing.
No, I found a road.
All right, right by the
road.
dam.
A little further down, because I'll show you. So here's Coulter Bay Village. I'll zoom out so you can see them all at the same time. So here's Coulter Bay Village. This is where Miranda Baker picked up Brian Laundrie around 5:30 p.m. and she said she was going to Jackson Hole, which is Jackson, the same thing. That's what she's explaining. Jackson is down here, right near Mary Piglets. This is Mary Piglets again. Jackson's like right in here. So
Did you find where the dam is?
Yeah, I'll show you in 1 second. So she told, or Brian told, or I lost my train of thought for a second. So Miranda Baker told Brian that she was going to Jackson and along their drive. And when they got near Jackson Lake Dam, Brian had freaked out and wanted to get out. Jackson Lake Dam is right here. And as you can see, coming through Jackson Lake Dam is Snake River. Which, for the first time, honestly, I didn't even know that was Snake River coming through the dam. I know where it goes, but I never realized that was Snake River, too.
Oh, that it goes right through the dam.
Yeah, it goes right through the dam, yep. So, he wanted to get out. He got out, and he said he wanted to go to the other parking lot or something like that and look for his fiance.
Yeah, they got him second. They got him from 6:30 to 6:40, and the other lady, Baker, got him at 5:30.
Miranda Baker was the first one, Kathy, and she had him from 5:30 till 6:09, I believe she said.
Yeah.
And then she dropped him off, and then a second person picked up Brian Laundrie while he was walking down the road with his thumb out, which was around right here, Pacific Creek, or Pacific Creek Road. That's what I found. So this is Pacific Creek Road.
Yeah, that's Norma Jean. She was leaving a Catholic Mass service at the Chapel of the Sacred Heart, Grand Teton National Park. I don't think the church lady would make it up. If you don't want to believe the other lady, this lady isn't lying. So that makes, to me, both their stories true, because they're too similar in the times jive and the areas.
Right. So when Brian was riding with Miranda Baker, his first hitchhike ride that he caught. He told her that he had been on Snake River and that him and his fiance were camped out in the middle of nowhere. So Snake River runs through the dam, and I always knew it was like right over here. I didn't even realize and look up that way for some reason, like a dummy. But so here's Snake River. It runs all down through here, and it looks like it runs dry right about almost at Spread Creek. So his second hitchhike ride was near Pacific Creek Road. He got picked up by Norma. What was her name, Kathy? So I don't have to flip back to. Oh, I got it right here.
Her name is Norma Jean
Jalovek.
Jalovek. Yeah.
And I got a video for that, so I'm gonna play that real quick off the slide.
The second woman who picked up Brian Laundrie while he was hitchhiking in Wyoming in late August said there was nothing extraordinary about him until they neared the van he and Gabby Petito drove during their cross-country road trip. Norma Jean Jalovek tells People that Laundrie was adamant about getting out of her car far away from the van, recalling that he said, "Just let me out here. You can let me out here." She also remembers how when she slowed to a stop, Laundrie, quote, literally was getting out of the passenger seat. The 52-year-old woman found Laundrie's, quote, antsy demeanor odd because where he exited her vehicle, he would still have to walk several miles down a dirt road to the van, and nightfall was quickly approaching. Jalovek, who lives in Wyoming for part of the year, says that she dropped Laundrie off on August 29th, 2 days after Gabby was last seen. She says that she didn't realize she had picked up Laundrie until she saw a video by Miranda Baker, who claims she and her boyfriend picked Laundrie up on August 29th when he was hitchhiking at 5:30 p.m. Baker said that Laundrie freaked out when she told him that they were headed to Jackson and that he demanded to be let out of their vehicle immediately. Laundrie returned to Florida alone on September 1st in the van. Gabby's body was found weeks later in Wyoming's Spread Creek Dispersed camping area. Authorities
Alright, so I cut it off right there. It goes more into the case. But let me cut my mic down a little bit. So yeah, Norma Jean Jalovek picked him up. And they don't really say it too well in the video, but she does in other witness reports. She states that she dropped him off at the entrance to Spread Creek Road. So here's, let me zoom back out so you can see them all again. Here's Miranda, where the Miranda Baker picked him up on the first hitchhiking walk that he was having. She picked him up here around 5:30 p.m. She told him she was going to Jackson. I guess he kind of agreed at first. And then when they got near the dam, he freaked out and said he wanted to get out. He got out. He walked down the road a good ways. Let's see how far that would be. It's about 2-3 miles to Pacific. I keep forgetting that damn road. To Pacific Creek Road, I believe it's called, right? Somebody rescue me. Pacific Creek Road, yes. So he walked 2-3 miles from the dam to Pacific Creek Road, where then a second person picked up Brian Laundrie hitchhiking, which was Norma Jean Jalovek. And she drove him pretty much to the van, but when they got to the entrance down here, this is Spread Creek Road. This is where Gabby's remains were found, and the van was seen in the Red, White, and Bethune video. When they got to the entrance of Spread Creek, where we think it was this entrance, because there is other roads, but we haven't heard any other reports of that. When they got to the entrance, Brian freaked out and wanted to get out of the van. And like she said, she was concerned because it was getting dark and it was a long dirt road. So let's see how far that is from the entrance to the van. Would have been another 3 miles. So yeah, she was concerned that he would have to walk down the dirt road to get to the van. And that all happened on August 29th. And after that. We already seen that one. Ooh, I'm going the wrong way. All we have from there on, and we've reached our conclusion point of this awesome presentation. I'm so happy I put all the details together like this.
That was good, man.
Thanks, Sean. So then on September 1st, 2021, Northport, Florida, Brian Laundrie returns to his parents' home in North Point, Florida on September 1st, 2021 in Gabby Petito's 2021 white Ford Transit Connect without Gabby and without notifying her parents. Now, I do have various TikTok videos, but I don't know if you guys would want me to run through them. What do you guys think? Oh, they're all playing. There we go. I guess we could run through them while we're talking. So
you have like 10 more people in here now than was in here a half an hour ago. So
really?
You're getting more viewers. Yeah, it probably was people that, once they're ready to relax for the evening, turn on YouTube. So if you're not tired, just keep going.
Oh, I'm fine. So, it's probably also because we got Sean in here too, and we were talking a little bit more than just running through the facts. People like talking. So, if anybody wants to call in while we're live on the air, feel free to call in. The link will be posted in the chat, just like most other YouTubers. You just click the link and then you write your name in. You don't have to share your cam if you don't want to. You can just basically do a call in and talk to us. I believe probably on the internet, this is probably the most complete picture of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's trip from New York to Wyoming.
I've looked at other timelines. I've Googled them, and they're all real basic.
Right, they're all just wrote out without you being able to identify.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm not.
That's the link if anyone wants to come in.
Right, I'm not tooting my own horn here. I'm just saying like you guys are saying the same thing. A lot of people didn't go through and build it out this way to show, okay, here's the proof of each point and stuff like that. So
well, you should. I mean, you put a lot of man hours in that.
Thank you, Sean. So Sean, what was your question again about the hitchhiking? Did I hit it while I was talking?
Well, not really, because the whole question I think to everybody is what happened between the 27th and 29th between Mary Piglets and him hitchhiking. So there's only two things that could have happened. He could have stayed up there and hung out. I don't know what he could have done, and hung out and then hitchhiked back to find her if she left him. Or he rode back with her, and then after he supposedly killed her, which we all believe he did, I'm sure, but he freaked out and took off through the woods and back up that direction and ended up hitchhiking back to get the van to go home, is my guess. But what I was trying to figure out was how many miles would he have had to have hiked from where they were camping to where her body was back up to where the first hitchhiker picked him up at.
Okay. So
if that would have took him a day and a half.
Gotcha. So from Coulter Bay Village, the location of where he was picked up the first time hitchhiking, to the van area or Sprague Creek, would it be if you're along the road, it's going to take longer. So
right, and surely he didn't walk the road, or we'd have more sightings.
Right. Or yeah, and that's possible too. It would, from a straight shot, it's 12 miles. So on the road
through the woods would take a long time.
Right. And on the road it would take longer too, because the road's all in and out weavy.
Right.
So probably anywhere from 20 to 30 miles.
Yeah, because what is it? I mean, if somebody was to walk on a plain flat street, I believe what's the average, 15 to 20 minutes a mile?
Something like that.
I mean, you're talking through the woods and hills and creeks or whatever.
Right.
We were talking about this in the last live stream, and somebody in the chat had looked it up, and they gave us the average at a brisk pace and a slow pace of how long it would take you. And I think this was the part. So if they're in the chat,
you remember how long
tonight? I don't remember right offhand, but it was doable. It was extremely doable. So if they're in the chat now, type that in again. I can't remember their figures, but when they said them, I was almost shocked. I was like, wow.
I believe it. I believe it was I believe, especially Brian Laundrie and Gabby, they were hikers. So even 20 miles, I believe they would do a 20-mile hike. I
And
mean,
wasn't this only 12 miles?
well, 12 miles in a straight line, Kathy.
Okay.
You got to think the road. Like, look at the road here. You know what I'm saying? It goes like this and like
Even
that.
through the woods, he didn't walk a perfect straight
Right.
line, probably.
And then even if he went on that straight line, he would have to go up mountains and
And he wasn't
all
in the
kinds of
dark
stuff.
yet, because didn't you look up, or didn't somebody look up what time the sun set that night? So it was just
I'm not
starting to
sure.
get dark, like right around hitchhiking time, but not when he was hiking.
Well, Norma Jean Jalovic, I hope I'm probably murdering her name. She said it was just getting around dark, right?
Yeah, I think so. 5:30 or something like that.
By the time she had got
Or they had him at
5:30.
6:30. It was Miranda that got him at 5:30.
It was they so all right, so it was like 12 miles from Coulter Bay. The first hitchhiker said that they picked him up at 5:30. She said she dropped him off at Jackson Lake Dam at like 6:09. And
Yeah,
then
because it's not dark in August that time.
but listen, then he had to walk from the dam not if he was at that road I was pointing out, Pacific Creek. That's like 2 miles if you're walking down the road, 2.5 miles. So that would probably take. Sean sounds like he's better at those estimates than me. How long do you think 3 miles would take to walk?
Yeah, on the road,
Yeah.
2-3 miles would take. Well, I mean, I can tell you. I mean, I can tell you what 10,000 steps take. 10,000 steps is 5,280 miles times 2
Okay,
miles.
Chenoa's got it in here. She's
takes
put it
me.
in here the last time.
I think it takes me about 45 minutes.
She
So,
said
yeah.
12 miles at a relaxed pace, 4 hours or 3 hours at a normal pace per Google. That comes from Chenoa. She put that in there the other day.
But he didn't hitchhike. I mean, he didn't walk all that though, because we know he got the 2 hitchhike rides.
Right.
But we know that he got dropped off at the dam at 6:09, and then if he walked near that Pacific Creek Road, that was about 3 miles. And then would you say, Sean, that you said it was 45 minutes?
Well, that's just for a couple of miles. That's just for me walking around my streets here. But
So go ahead.
yeah, I would say an hour probably to walk 3.
So an hour, okay. So 6:09, an hour. So we're looking at around 7. Then probably the second person who picked him up hitchhiking, probably around 7:30, and then from the second hitchhike pickup point to the campsite or the van or to the entrance road.
He killed her shortly before this hitchhiking, in my
That-
opinion. He was on the run and he was scared and he hitchhiked and then he was like,
that's
oh
what I
shit,
think.
what
I
do I
think
do?
he ended up calling
Then he
his
went
daddy at
back to
some
get the
point.
van. Yeah.
So then
That panicky hitchhike going hiking he was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then he decided to go back and get the van.
So then it's 5-mile drive that they took, which they could do that in no time, 5 minutes.
Faraz says he jogs every day 6 miles and he does it in like 50 minutes.
Okay.
He's probably in better shape than I am too.
Shit, I'm out of breath walking in the mailbox.
So from the entrance road, from the entrance of Spread Creek to the van area was about the same as walking to the Pacific Creek, like 2.5, 3 miles. So
I don't think it would take.
That's another hour. That's another hour.
I don't think it would take an old lady an hour to walk 2 or 3 miles. Those old ladies go to the mall all the time and walk.
Shoot, 2 or 3 miles is a hike.
Do you say, Rob?
Around the track at high school, the track around the football field, 4 times around's a mile. That's not that far to walk.
How far did Rob say he ran in what amount of time?
It's in the chat, right, Kathy?
Was it Rob? Yeah, I can't see the chat on my phone, but
I know. I'm trying to look.
Google
jogged.
says 12 miles at a relaxed pace in 4 hours or 3 hours at a normal pace.
Yeah, because I think the average run time, the average jog time in a mile is 8 minutes. I think, if I remember right.
Do 3 miles. That's the closest number to both of the times he walked, like 3 miles.
Well, she's got the average for 12 miles.
No,
so
I
if
thought
it's
you
only
had Google.
3 miles. No,
I
she
can pull up
Googled
Google.
It.
She
Googled it, yeah.
Let me see.
So, Chris, let me ask you this: if you think that that she left him at Mary Piglets, what could he have done for that day and a half, do you think, to not be seen somewhere else?
Oh, I think
That's
they
a
got
good
back together
question.
in between. I think they
That's the
broke
only
up and
problem
got
I
back
have with that.
together a lot.
So what me and Kathy were speculating on, because we've been running this through our mind, trying to figure that out. So what we were thinking is, if at the Mary Piglets, so when you look at the map, and this is an interesting point, going back to the presentation. Remember how in the presentation I said about the dirt.com website, they had wrote reviews in one section, and then in another section they wrote list of places they wanted to
go. Yep.
Yeah. So if you look at the map here, the green markers are places I marked on the interactive map that we can all look at, where they marked that they wanted to go. And they have multiple places around the Spread Creek area and around Bullwinkles. So they have one like right near Bullwinkles. They have one in Yellowstone. Then they have one just north of Coulter Bay, right here. And then they had two near Spread Creek. They had one between Jackson, or they had one right near Mary Piglets too, right here, which is called Curtis Canyon Dispersed Camping Area. So if she left him at the Mary Piglets, my theory on it was, what I was trying to gather was that he didn't know that she was going to Spread Creek. And if she left him, he would have to find her. Right. So what my theory on it was he went looking for her. And that's the thing. It's a whole day and a half that he would have spent out in the wilderness just with nothing, basically.
Well, Miranda described him as having nothing.
Right. So when he first got picked up by Miranda, as we just watched, he really didn't give his destination. According to her, she told him that she was going to Jackson, and it seemed like he agreed with it, kind of, at first. So when he got picked up, I didn't read this, but I have read it in other lives. When he got picked up by the second hitchhiking person, he had told her, I need to go to Spread Creek. So it changed now. Why all of a sudden did he tell the second one?
He was panicked, and that's when he changed his mind and decided, I need to go back and get that van, because he thought he was going to rough it. And then after these two quick little hitchhiking things, he was like, oh shit, this isn't going to work. And we don't know if he hitchhiked with somebody else and they just never came forward either.
I still think he called his dad, and his dad told him to get his butt home.
To go get the van. Yeah, something like that.
Go get the van, get out of there.
He decided at some point to go get that van.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at, and this is just speculative too. We're all in a speculative state, I guess.
Well, either way, he spent a day and a half in the woods, one way or another.
Right. So where I'm going with this is, if he went into the woods and she left him at Mary Piglets, I think he still had his phone though, and he was probably calling her. Now he probably didn't know where she was, but he did know about the dirt website. So
what are the odds he found her dead? They got in a fight. He abandoned her. Then he decided to go back and found her dead, murdered by somebody else.
0%.
Same person that murdered Crystal and Kylan. I mean, what if Brian didn't kill her?
I mean, that's possible. So
I just can't believe that.
Just to finish my point real quick. So if he had the dirt website on his phone and he was out in the wilderness and he didn't know where she went, she could have went to any of these. He might think like this one, this one, this one, or this one. Okay? So where would you go if you thought she was trying to get away from you? You probably think the furthest, right?
I'm thinking
maybe this
boyfriend like him had to find my.
But that's a long way, huh?
Right.
I think a possessive, crazy boyfriend like him would have 100% had the Track My Phone app on her phone and always knew where she was.
So, let's do this measurement real quick. From Mary Piglets to damn it, come on. From Mary Piglets to this want to go spot, there's one north of Coulter Bay, is 45 miles. So, is it possible that there are other people out there who picked Brian Laundrie up, is what I'm wondering.
Well,
I
I
don't.
mean, she spent a week in a motel. Nobody said a freaking thing about that, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
Oh,
So
wait, we got some good ideas in the chat. Ferris says his view about his actions was that he killed her, made his way to the showers, and was hoping to hitchhike back to the camp with others to come upon a dead body. So he'd have a witness when he found Gabby, but then he changed his mind.
so
That's
what?
good. That's good theory. Yeah.
Say it again, Kathy. I lost you for a second.
All right, Faraz says my view about his actions was that he killed her, made his way to the showers, and was hoping to hitchhike back to the camp with others to come upon a dead Gabby.
I mean, yeah, that's the theory that we've talked about on the live too. But yeah, that's
And
good logic.
Chinoa said he was known to need to walk things off, just like his parents said about being upset about going to the Mayakachi, whatever.
That's a good point. That's a good point there. That's a good character analyzation.
And Phoebe doesn't think she's that bold to leave him. She cried hardest on police video when she was saying they can't be separated.
But
That's a good point.
But Phoebe, me and Kathy talked about this before. She was meeting her friend in Yellowstone around that time too.
So she was trying to ditch him. She had
Right.
somewhere
So
to
if
go.
she could ditch, if there was a time she could ditch him, is when she would be meeting her friend now. But she had to get a hold of her friend first because they were meeting at Yellowstone. So if she was trying to ditch him and she needed a place to hide out, that's why I pointed to, okay, maybe she went to the Spread Creek area to hide out and then left Brian at Mary Piglets. And then Brian went looking for her and he went to the most furthest north spot. Or I wouldn't say the most furthest north spot. I'd say this one because the furthest north is Yellowstone. I would say this one, which is just north of Coulter Bay. I'll do a measurement. This is called Grassy Lake Road Campsite. So he could have caught a ride up here on the 28th and couldn't find her up there. Then he started walking back on the 28th or finding his way back or coming down Snake River because Snake River runs right through here, right?
Nope, Phoebe, she never texted that friend back. She just texted about Stan.
I don't know.
Did you ever watch the Dr. Phil, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
Okay.
played it on
Well,
the air too once.
well, let me ask you this: do you think there was actually? Her dad said, or her stepdad said that it looked like there was a place where there was a charred ground where there was a fire and maybe a tent put up. I wonder if there ever was. Have you ever heard anything about that?
Well, yeah, the stepdad, when he went to identify her remains, the area that she's at, it looked like they had been camping there. He said there was they weren't camping at a regular campground. They were camping at this like off-road kind of place where there's no toilets or showers or anything. You're just like roughing it. So where the stepdad identified her, he did describe it as like it's like they were camping there. Like there was a spot that was spread out that looked like a tent would have been pitched in a little fire ring.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I'm just wondering if
think
when they
he
got
found
back
her
from
in-
Mary Piglets, they were in a fight. They went out there and camped, and the fight
So-
continued, and then he got out of
But-
control.
Here's a good clue, though. There wasn't a tent there. There was just a spot where the tent would be, but Miranda Baker purposely said he only had a tarp. He didn't have a tent.
So
So where the hell's Gabby's tent?
That's a good point.
That white one that she was in?
I'm guessing, right, Kathy?
Whatever tent they were using.
That orange and white one.
Yeah,
That was in the
stepdad
Zion
said when
pictures.
he identified her remains, there was a spot that looked like a tent had been there. Okay, so if she got killed there, where's her tent? And when Miranda Baker picked up Brian hitchhiking, she made a point to say she thought it was weird that he was camping and his backpack looked close to empty and he only had a tarp. He didn't have a tent. So where is Gabby's tent?
I wonder if it's somewhere between where they were camping at and where he was hitchhiking in the woods.
There's the tent. So
yeah, but did he ditch the tent?
May
Or
left
did
it.
blow
I wonder if
away or
anybody's ever
somebody
looked.
stole it?
what I'm curious of though, I got a good question here, and we could probably search it up real quick to answer it. So when they were at that campground at Zion, I believe it was Zion, or no, it was that campground right after Zion. I can pull it up real quick. Hold on. At that campground right after Zion, this FR 117, they wrote in the review here that good shade, bumpy gravel road to get in, but it's not bad if you make it in the daylight. But look, on one of the pictures they had wrote, no fires right now, and they put in captions, ban. So if there's a ban for fires here near Zion, wouldn't there be a ban for fires in Yellowstone right now? So why build a fire pit?
There are different days that they have a fire ban when you're in those parks. Like when you drive in them, you ever see the Smokey the Bear thing at the national parks? And they'll be like, fire danger, high, medium, or low. If it's high, you're not allowed to have a fire at all. If it's medium, it's kind of iffy. And if it's low, you're allowed to. So if you're at this is kind of the cheating camper way. If you're at a regular campground that has a park ranger driving by that works at the campground and, people tented out next to you, you have to follow the rules. But if these guys are at an off-road one out in the middle of nowhere,
Well,
unless someone
Yellowstone's pretty
sees their
popular.
smoke, right, but they were out in a deserted area. So it's
Or,
like,
I'm sorry,
it's,
Spread Creek. That's
yeah,
Spread
it's
Creek.
possible you could have a fire even when you're not supposed to. But if a ranger, even from far away, sees the smoke, they're going to come looking for it if you're in a high fire zone. So it depends on what day. I mean, you could probably look it up and find out if it was a fire ban that day or not, but it changes daily based on rainfall and how dry everything is.
Yeah.
And she did say in some of those things about different times when they watched rainstorms. So it's like they probably didn't have a fire ban going on.
Yeah, I just thought that was a good point because then why build a fire, But
well,
because
Chris,
I
the
know
whole
they
story, Chris in the chat's talking about Rose and the Yellowstone thing. The whole thing with Rose is freaking weird. So the thing is, it's like they didn't have 100% concrete plan. It was like, hey, we'll meet you in Yellowstone when we get there. And then Gabby, about the time they were supposed to meet, never texted her. So I don't know if Rose sent her a follow-up text. She never said. She just said she was expecting her to text her to make like a meet me at this day, at this place, at this time. And Rose had a ballpark figure, like she kind of knew when she was coming, but not the exact moment. So that's kind of iffy. And Rose won't come forward. So I'm sure she's given information to, the parents and the FBI and stuff, but we don't know it.
Yeah,
the only reason we know about the 2 texts to the mom is because the mom came out and said it.
Yeah. And you shared to me some pictures, right? Yeah.
Oh, the one picture I wanted you to show, because a lot of people in the chat hadn't seen the video yet, is the lady in black showing up at the house. This is the day they found remains out there, but they had not identified them as Brian's yet. And that same day, there's this video from someone that was out on the street, all those people camped out, of this lady in black walking up to the door. So they hadn't identified it was Brian yet, so we were assuming that the parents already were told it was Brian, or maybe assumed it was, or something weird, because why would their friend be showing up in these funeral clothes? But yeah, that was the other picture I sent you.
Right here, right? Can you see it?
Not
you
yet,
can't
but
see
I think
it yet.
YouTube's delayed, yeah.
I gotcha.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to jump off here and head back into the house and watch the rest of the show. I'm getting eaten alive out here.
Oh, you got bugs. Well, it's good
I got
hearing your
mosquitoes.
voice,
I'm in Arkansas,
Sean.
so. Yeah, it was nice talking to y'all. We'll do it again.
Yeah, for sure, Sean. And keep emailing me, man. You had some great questions tonight. Seriously,
well, I hope
you
I
came
didn't stir up
prepared.
too much crap, but
No, I really enjoyed you. Anytime, man. Definitely come on anytime.
but yeah, I'll be in the chat. I'm just gonna go in and put it back on the screen.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sean.
Hey, thanks, man. Bye, Kathy.
Bye, Sean.
So you can see the picture now, right, Kath?
Yeah. Okay, so this picture, there's a video of all those people that are out on the Laundrie's, front yard or whatever. There's a video of this lady. You see her come across the whole garage thing, and she goes in the house. So they hadn't said those remains were Brian's yet. They had just announced that they found remains. So we were trying to figure out, it doesn't look like the mom's kind of shape and all that. So we're like, okay, one of their relatives, and it's not the sister. So one of their relatives or someone, it's like they knew Brian was dead. Those are funeral clothes. There's no doubt in my mind, whoever that is. Plus, they let him in the house, so it wasn't like, all those other people that were up knocking on their door that they were ignoring. It's like they let this lady in. So it's like, in my opinion, it's like those parents in the house, they knew those remains were their sons.
It kind of looks like a gardener. Did anybody speculate?
But when you saw it walking and moving, because I watched the whole video, it's like it's a lady wearing a dress going in the house, because you can see the wind blowing her dress and her hat and stuff.
So say it again. I lost you for a second again.
See, you're looking at a still picture when you said gardener, but when you see the video, you see like the swing of her when she's walking and she's going up to the door. It's like it's a lady wearing a dress and a hat, like all dressed up, fancy.
Yeah, like what is the, like I said, is this the Grim Reaper? Like,
yeah,
looks like
they
Jeepers
let someone
Creepers.
in their house wearing definite funeral clothes, because the hat even looks. It's like how old people dress when they're going to a funeral.
And when was this again?
After they said they had found remains, it wasn't until after that they identified it as Brian. So it's like after it was announced that remains were found over there, and we were all going, oh, I wonder if it's him, I wonder if it's him. This lady's showing up at the house dressed like this.
Yeah, I wonder what she was doing.
Well, I think the
really
Laundries knew that it was, I think this is a close friend or relative, someone very close to him, and they were in that house once the remains were found, already calling people saying, Brian's dead, Brian's dead. So either the FBI had already told them and it just wasn't released publicly, or they just assumed it was him, or maybe he left a note at home to them and said, I'm going to kill myself or something. So they didn't want to publicly say that. So they, there's some reason that before they were identified as Brian, they've got one of their friends coming over in funeral clothes. It just seems weird.
So do you think they would come over in funeral clothes though?
I have no idea. If my best friend called me saying, my son's dead, whatever, it's like, I don't know if you usually don't put on the funeral clothes till you go to the funeral.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty weird.
Someone came over to handhold from the time that they found remains until they announced that the remains were Brian's, because that wasn't for like the next day or the day after or whatever. So yeah, as soon as they said they found remains over there that were bones, so we're all thinking, oh, they could have found a body from 8 years ago, if they just found bones. And it's like this lady's trotting up their drive.
Yeah, true. Anybody who's watching, if you guys want to call in, tonight we went through the entire presentation, guys, and I think it went so well tonight, guys. I'm so
There's
happy.
The link if anyone wants to come in. Oh no, that's the map link. Never mind, I put the wrong link.
Yeah, if you want to come in live, call in. You don't have to show your face. You can call in without showing your face. All you do is go to the link, and it'll bring you right to us. But I think
here's the link. Do what Sean did.
Yeah, there's the link. It's coming in the chat now. I think the presentation went so well tonight, guys. I was able to run through it without taking forever. I think it went, all the videos played properly. Everything went right. I enlarged all the pictures so everybody could see it, so we can come back and zoom in. And like I said, that presentation is from all their social media posts, pretty much, that are known that I could find. The dirt.com website, TikTok, reviews they wrote, list of places they wanted to go, and then on top of it, we created an entire interactive map where the same notes that you're seeing in the presentation, you can actually go view on the map with the correct points where they are on the map. That's crazy.
Yeah, I put
guys.
that link
That's
right
so
above.
in depth.
Timothy says go for another 5 hours. Timothy, why don't you come on up here with us? You or Paul or Phoebe, you guys are talking about a lot of stuff. Soldier Girl. Oh, hi, Coco. I didn't see you in there before. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat that are giving good information. So someone, if you want to come on, just click that link.
Yeah, someone come on and talk to us. But I don't even know how, guys, I went for 9 hours. That's pretty crazy when I think back to it. That's nuts. But I was new.
Because you get so into it. Everyone's in the chat. It's like you got 37 people watching. And the last time when we logged off, I went and checked, and it was like, I don't know, 200 people or something were watching it. So it's like everybody's not in the chat talking. It's like there's some people that are just watching it on their own.
Oh, I'm sure too. And there's a lot of people who just don't want to say nothing, but they're writing notes. Like, if you're out there and you're writing notes, let us know. Let's collaborate. I want to work with you. So, anybody want to come into the chat, please join us. Thank you, Paul. Logic is great. Sean McNulty. Sean said drugs. Yeah, I'm on drugs. I'm on this. Here, Kathy, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I was telling you about. Now that I'm on the cams. You ever seen that?
Are you holding up your Rip It?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Maybe it's delayed on YouTube. Hold it up again.
It's coming. You can't see that yet? Are you looking
I
on
see it now, yeah. I wonder if they'll pay you for advertising their product.
Yeah, Rip It. Contact me.
Rip It, yeah.
Because I love them Rip It's. But,
Rip It's funny, too, because isn't that what you do with discs when you're doing the music?
What, Rip It?
Yeah. You gotta rip it to your computer. It wasn't that an old term when people used to burn CDs?
Yeah, or more so DVDs would be Rip It. Like burn the movie files to the DVD disc is Rip It. But burn is
He's
more
in
so
Baltimore.
CDs. Yeah, I'm in Baltimore,
I
Maryland.
don't know if they sell that in Florida or not. Anyone in here in Florida? If Alyssa's still in here, she'll know if they sell it in Florida.
Yeah, I thought it was a local drink.
We've got it in Michigan.
But yeah, Kathy says she's got it out there. But by the way, if anybody wants to donate to the channel, this channel's not monetized yet. If you want to donate to the channel and you enjoy this content, please give us a big thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. It helps us get the presentation out to more people and
I'll
get
put the link in there.
Yeah, and it gets the interactive map out to
It'll
more
help
people.
him by Rip It too, so he can stay awake and
Yeah.
put together more of this stuff for us. There's
Yeah,
the link.
it'll buy me more Rip It's so that I can stay up for days and days and days and keep working on
Keeps
information.
these on to help him fall asleep. That's funny because late at night I'll go in bed with my phone and put YouTube videos on, and then I end up falling asleep. And I wake up in the morning, I was like, oh, so that was what I was watching. And I have to figure out how far I got into it so I can remember to watch the rest.
I don't think anybody watches regular TV anymore. I think we all watch YouTube now. Oh, by the way,
live on YouTube. I do
Since
watch Netflix sometimes.
yeah, I do too. Since I'm blending in with the Truth Tracker shadow behind me, look, I'm also growing the mystical wizard beard. So I can go like this, like Lord of the Rings.
I don't think she was at Bullwinkles. Because Alpine is saying that, they probably have CCTV cameras in there. They probably do, and they just haven't released them publicly to us. But it's like, I'm pretty sure she wasn't in Bullwinkles. That guy said he only saw Brian, and he remembered a lot of detail.
That's another reason with Bullwinkles why I said that I think she left him behind. Me and Kathy speculated that he got left behind
Thank you,
twice.
Soldier Girl.
What'd she say?
She sent you money earlier.
Oh, thank you, Soldier Girl. Thank you. I haven't checked
under
it.
a different name, but you're going to get stuff under a chick's name and know that's her.
Well, thank you. Either way, thank you.
Well, I've
Soldier Girl.
noticed that if I send someone PayPal money, it comes under my real name, and it's like they have no idea it's Truth Seeker. So I always have to tell them, hey, that was me.
Yeah, I don't have PayPal pulled up, so I can't check it at the moment. But that's why I'm hoping to eventually get the channel monetized, so that if you guys ever want to donate to the channel, you can just do it through Super Chat. I know a lot of people do that for their channels, but we're not monetized over here yet.
Paul, I'm working on the Kylan and Crystal thing. I started digging today, so we'll have a timeline coming for that soon. And also, once he's done presenting all this timeline of Brian and Gabby's trip, he's working on the Brian timeline from when he got home forward. So it's like, this will keep on going. That's why he's got, this is like part one, and it's going to keep on going. He'll keep having more and more come out. We just got to dig the information.
And it's kind of my fault a little bit, because really I should have had the presentation always like it was tonight. And I shouldn't have broke it out early, because then there's them other live streams we did where I showed the presentation. And I'm sure you guys like another presentation night. But this one is like the fully finalized presentation, guys. Like, this one nailed it. This had all the pictures big, all the videos where they were supposed to be. Like, I'm so happy with this presentation, and I'm so happy with the program that I used to be able to put it together, because I never really used that program before, and it worked out so well. And for sure, Kathy, like that presentation, how I built that, don't you think we should use that on every case? Like
Oh yeah,
putting it all
that worked
together.
good. Timothy's got a good point in here. Knowing that Brian's deceased, do we think the FBI will slowly release further information? My point is this: can you accuse a dead guy of being a murderer? Like, if they collect information and have enough information that they think they could have taken him to court and prosecute, but they can't because he's dead, will they release that information to us, or is it just something they'll keep to themselves because they can't prosecute him? And can his parents sue if they accuse their son of being a murderer and they can't prove it? You know, I mean, this could get to be a touchy situation coming up.
I see. I don't know. That's a good point. I
wouldn't
think they would
want my
release to the
son
public.
to be, known, as a famous murderer, because this case has gotten a lot of attention. So if that was my son and they can't prove my kid did it and now my kid's dead, I'd be mad if they case closed, he did it. I'd be like, no, you need to prove this. Some of this stuff might come out public.
Yeah, I would think they would release information about that, yes. And I seen Elisa in the chat saying, did I work on that audio yet? Not yet, Elisa, because I was trying to finish this up. But shoot me an email to remind me if you can. But I'm setting a note for you right now to remember that, what you were sending me. Or I think I already made a note. I think that's what I was thinking.
Phoebe, they could release the stuff, but the thing is, it's like the Laundrie's lawyer can fight to have things sealed. Like, there's already stuff, files have been released and then they've been sealed, and there's been petitions to have this sealed and that sealed. I've got a link to a bunch of documents I can give you guys.
Gotcha,
but yeah,
Lisa.
That's the thing. It's like, you don't really know if we're going to get the stuff because it depends on basically how slick the lawyer is, because he's already gotten some stuff sealed.
Well, big question to me is what's going to happen with the sister, like I said earlier, because she's the one who came out on her front lawn and said that nothing was ever said at the campground about what happened. And then
That's
now
the
you
linked
got
documents, guys.
now you got I think the lawyer and the sister are mad at each other. This is what I think.
Oh, I think so too. I
Yeah,
think that
because
lawyer, they
the
came out
sister
and talked when she said
right.
to cut her loose.
Right, the sister was told not to talk to nobody, and she went out front and talked to him. That pissed the lawyer off. So now the lawyer's getting back at the sister by saying, "Oh, yeah, Brian was upset,"
Well,
and
I
that
have
makes
a
the
feeling
sister
that
look
when
like a
they
liar.
went camping, it all got discussed, and I think the parents were helping Brian hatch a plan, and the sister's like, I'm not having any part of this, and she didn't agree with their plan, so that's why the lawyer told her, you stay in your house and shut up and don't talk, and I think that's what she meant by getting cut loose.
Right. So the sister is probably gonna have to face a lot of questions, don't you think? Did I lose you?
No, I'm still here. I'm reading the chat. Faraz says he can't recall where he heard it, but the lawyer unfriended Gabby on social media and vice versa. Well, Gabby couldn't unfriend him because she's dead, but I personally don't think, I don't know if that's true or not, but if the lawyer is smart, he would not have unfriended her, because then he loses access to going and spying on her shit that he might need to build a case. Because, like, my Facebook's set to private, so if you're not my friend, you don't get to look at my stuff. And if he's trying to build a case to save Brian, he would want access to Gabby's things.
For sure. So what do you think, Kathy? You think we should cut it off? Because I think we want to keep this video just to the presentation.
Yeah, because we're getting to just chatting now. If no one else
Yeah.
wants to come on, I think you should cut it until you get the next presentation ready, and we'll do the next live in a day or so when you're ready.
Or we could do another just talking to people live also. But if you, but I'm willing to take questions from anybody. If you guys are in the chat and still have any good questions, by the way, you can shoot me emails anytime at rightflightlife@gmail.com. I answer all of my emails. If you leave a comment on this video, I answer. Here, let me turn my cam back on while I'm talking to you guys.
Robert Laurie is the guy that they're saying commit suicide. It was that exact same area in that exact time frame, but I'm not so sure he committed suicide because you got Kaylin and Crystal, and then Robert, and then Gabby, all during the same time period in the same area. So
Also,
I think they ruled him a suicide, but it's very easy to murder someone and make it look like suicide if you don't have the body and the gun to check for gunshot residue.
By the way, in Baltimore, my brother runs a wrestling team that teaches kids how to wrestle, and they're called the Outsiders. If anybody is into wrestling and wants to check them out on Facebook, they're always looking for donations to build up their wrestling team to teach kids how to wrestle. I wanted to shout him out. That's why I wore his hoodie today, too. So, yeah, just letting you guys know if you want to check out the Outsiders. But yeah, you can write me emails anytime at rightflightlife@gmail.com. I answer all my emails. Leave a comment. I answer my comments. Make sure that you get yourself a copy of the interactive map that we put together. It's free, no downloads. It's a web page, just like coming to the YouTube or anything else. It's a web page that you can get for free to have your whole own interactive map, where you can see all the icons of where Gabby and Brian went throughout their trip, and you can see all the facts that we discussed in the presentation today. I'm also going to be working on a way to get all of you guys this presentation. That's what I want to do. I really want to make sure that all of my subscribers get a copy of this presentation for themselves. I'm going to try to find a way. And even if I can't find a way to make it all one file, I will share every picture from this presentation on my community tab on YouTube. Every picture that you saw, which has the Gabby and Brian pictures in it, and then the description, I'll share every slide as a picture in my community tab for anybody to come back and grab if they need it. And I'll share it in my Facebook group. If you guys want to join my Facebook group, it's called Truth Tracker Truth Network. And I have a Facebook page called Truth Tracker that you can follow. And
He's got all the links down here in the description of the things he's talking about to go join these channels and pages.
And I have another Facebook page of Flight Life. You can also hire us anytime to come out and shoot awesome video content or photography content.
Him.
Yeah, me. Well, my team of people I work with too, and we are drone pilots too. If you need any drone work, please contact us. And yeah, if you want to donate to support the channel, that's in the description. Also, it's PayPal, really easy. No fraud scams or nothing like that you got to worry about. PayPal. So yeah, I think that just about wraps it up, Kathy. Unless anybody's got any questions. Yeah, the Rip It Fund.
Rip It Fund.
yeah. Hit us up for the Rip It Fund. So anybody got any final? Coke. My aunt used to be a Coke drinker. Oh my God, she lived with me for a long time. All she drank was Coke.
When my kids were younger, they used to tell their friends' parents my mom's a cokehead. And when I found that out, I'm like, you guys can't be saying that. You know, they didn't know what it meant. They didn't even know there was a drug cocaine. But, you know, they tell their friends, yeah, my mom, and she's a big cokehead. Because all their parents drink coffee.
Yeah. Like, my aunt didn't put it in the fridge or nothing. Put it right next to her bed or put it next to the couch, whatever.
When I was younger, I had a fridge in my bedroom. My kids bought it for me. And it was like they did it as a joke when they were teenagers, and then I had them like right there in the bedroom. But I don't drink that much anymore. I'm older now. But I used to, when I was younger, probably drink 6 to 10 a day. Now I just drink like 1 or 2.
My aunt's passed away now. She was such an awesome. You remind me of my aunt Kathy. You do.
Really?
She was awesome though. Yeah.
I'm not awesome.
You remind me of her. You do. All right, well, let's see. Anybody say anything? Chenoa, cherry Coke is my vice, but we only get it in the summer months. Oh, I could never get down with the cherry Coke too much.
Nope, I do the regular.
And then there was vanilla Coke. I could never get down with the vanilla too much either.
That.
Yeah, I couldn't get down with that too much either. All right, well, we're going to close out, guys, because I want this video to be primarily the presentation, but I totally love and enjoy talking to you guys, and I really love and enjoy talking to Kathy on the lives. We
Do
do
you
a
have
really
the
good job
second one
together.
almost ready yet, or have you not started?
I ain't even started it yet. I mean, I have...
You got this one done quick.
Yeah,
Once
well,
we collected all the info, you got this done really quick.
Yeah, yeah, from the time of the map to this?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying? Yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole second part, what, like Brian Laundrie's points? Is that what you're saying? Or Kylan and Crystal?
Well, I'm gonna dig up the information on Kylan and Crystal first, but if you're gonna work on the Brian points, but this presentation today you weren't finished with yet. Like you still have part 2 of this coming up.
Oh,
just
yeah.
their time together timeline.
Yeah, yeah. So part 2 would be the up to the remains of Brian, and yeah. See, a lot of problem with that is I don't know if that would be really a part 2 because it would be a lot smaller. I feel like, don't you think? I don't think it would be as in depth as this one, and there's a lot more speculation involved in that one. So I don't know what me and Kathy, you know a lot more of what's going on at the present than I know because I'm in the past building it up, all the facts from behind. So we'll have to get up, Kathy, me and you, and compare notes. And then I don't think it would take me long, maybe a day or two, if at the most, to probably put it together.
You talking about the Brian timeline?
Yeah, the Brian timeline.
Because you're pretty much to the end of August now, so he showed back up on the 1st at home.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to we need to track. But the thing is I want to, before we get that put together, Monday that lawyer's going to give more interviews. And I want to go through all these interviews he gave the other day and then watch these next couple ones with a notebook out and write down all his mixed up dates before we start trying to do our tracking of Brian, because it's like that lawyer's spitting out some information.
That's what I'm saying. The part 2 is a lot harder because it's a lot of speculation this way, that way, this way, that way. That makes it a lot harder.
Just because the lawyer says it doesn't make it true either. So your timeline's going to be like, on this date, the lawyer said this, and on this date, he said that.
That takes
a
lot more
time. The cops
time.
gave their speech and said this. It's like the one cop saying, we know exactly where Brian Laundrie is. But it's like, yeah, no, you didn't. That was a lie.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Thank you, Matt. What's up, Matt?
Matt's been here the whole time.
Oh, what's up, Matt? I ain't been watching the comments that often. I've been on the presentation, deep embedded. But what's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. What's up, Sean? Sean's still here, too. Motor Vessel. What's up, Motor Vessel? Have a good night, buddy. Shanoa. Yeah, like Shanoa said, the part 2 is going to get messy with timelines.
Sean, you won't have to wait days. You'll have to wait days for a beautiful one like tonight's was, but we'll do other lives in between.
Oh, yeah.
Matt and I go live on my channel, and Chris came over there the other day, and Chris can go live where we just chat and everybody, talks about stuff, and we just talk about the case. But for him to have like a presentation put together like he did today that's beautiful like that takes a little bit.
Yeah. Like, Kathy, did you see how smooth this presentation went tonight? Oh, my God.
It's great when you've got all the stuff in that slideshow. That was perfect.
I know. And putting all the videos in it and everything is like, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was real good.
Thanks. Well,
yeah,
and
Sean,
with your
I don't
help.
get all my alerts either, and sometimes I get them and they're late.
Well, we've been kind of going on the whim with these live streams because I'm trying to get it to you.
3, then 5, and it's like he's got to have it perfect before we can start.
I've been trying to get as much information into something as I can, and then at the same time stay keeping up with doing live streams. So it's hard, guys. You figure I put all that together the way it was tonight over what? When did we go? I was on your live stream, what, yesterday, Kathy?
We didn't do one yesterday. Matt, what day did we do ours?
I thought it was yesterday. See, I lose days because I'm so busy working. I lose days. Well, not yesterday now because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, right? But it was yesterday, technically.
I'm looking to see.
Maybe.
Matt and I did a live stream, it says 1 day ago, October 22nd. Was that yesterday, last night that we did that, Matt?
Okay. I heard him. You okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
You okay?
It sure doesn't
Sorry.
seem like we just did one yesterday. I lose track of days when I'm digging in all this research crap.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. And then I'll tell you, like, Kathy, we're going live at 3. And I lose track. Next thing I know, it's 3. And I'm like, dude, we can't go live at 3. So I'm constantly like that too.
Okay, Timothy has a good point. Brian would have to be cremated to stop desecration of his grave. I'm thinking, yeah. But if I was his parents, you could still have a funeral and bury him and just not put a headstone down till this blows over. And it's like no one has to know where the cemetery is unless it gets leaked. I hope those people that are in front of their house and hounding them back off a little bit. It's like, let them grieve for their son. If my kid was a mass murderer and was a horrible, horrible person, but like then he died, I would still be a grieving mother. So I kind of think those people on their block need to back off and let them grieve a little bit for their son.
I seen Timothy said, "Oh, your dog is cute. Thank you."
Yes, Shanoa, I didn't see it on WFLA. I saw it on Brian Enton's Twitter. He videoed it. But yeah, the cops had cameras and the neighbors, they were watching the laundries.
And my
They
dog's
didn't point them out until I think it was yesterday that they went and let them go in there and film them because they didn't want the laundries, I guess, to know they were being spied on by the cops.
his name is Ted, my little Ted.
The dog?
Yeah, teddy bear. Well, he got named by an ex-girlfriend, and we're not together anymore. So
You
he's
got to
Ted.
keep the dog in the custody battle?
Well, he was my dog. I paid for him. And yeah, I guess that makes me sound evil a little bit. Yes, I did. I kept the dog. But she named the dog. So
Brian
yeah.
Enton's Twitter and WFLA's JB are like my two go-to sources. They don't put anything fake out there. They check all their references. I mean, they know what they're talking about, and they don't do a whole lot of speculation. They just kind of get the facts out there, and those I've learned to be like the best ones to follow. If you don't want, like, there's other newscasters just blow crap out their butt that's like, no, that's not true. We've researched enough. We know they're not accurate. So yeah, I like Brian Enton's Twitter and WFLA.
Yeah. So we've been live for 3 hours, 46 minutes. Do we want to break it at 4 hours, or do you think we should cut off soon? What do you think? Think we
Well,
got enough?
give the chat one last time. If anyone has any questions or anything you want Chris to talk about or answer, or if I can answer it, I've been trying to type answers in the chat. But if anyone has anything to say it now, or
I
forever
see.
hold your peace.
Sean said you need to find you a nice Southern girl. Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, Flight Life definitely is the best source on YouTube. Because he's got all these facts. Like, we didn't get to the chit-chatty part to the end, but there's like most of his live streams, it's like he sticks to the real factual stuff. It's really hard to try to debunk anything he does.
Thank you,
It's like
Timothy.
he's got it right in front of you. You can go dig it up yourself, but it's like he's showing you as he's going through the work of where they were every day. So it's kind of hard to say that he's putting out false information or is incorrect. It's like you could never prove him wrong.
Right, but what's crazy, I'm not knocking nobody's hustle or anything, but what's crazy to me is I watched a guy live stream today, and all he did was play Bertolino videos and news articles, and he had 40,000 people watching. I'm like, what the hell? I go live, and I got you guys, which I love so much, and we don't even... I think the most I ever had in a live stream was that night Kathy was talking about. I think it was 500. And I don't know how I hit that. But we'll get there. We'll get there. But that's what I try to do. I try to make sure it's all facts. And
we hash
I try
a lot
to
of this
show it.
stuff out. Yeah. It's like we've got other people we message and stuff, and it's like I always call it homework assignments, but it's like if I'm digging for something or he's digging for something, it's like we have people who are like, hey, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Because sometimes it's hard to like find where you put it in your notes, or where's my link to that, or I forgot to bookmark this. And so yeah, a lot of it is like a cooperation. Like people even come in here and put information in the chats, and it's like, oh good, I didn't know that. It's like I want to go when we're done here and watch that Jonathan's Twitter to see where they walked back in that reserve. Do you want the link to that to play that now?
Yeah, send me whatever you want. And Sean, you absolutely did not slow us down at all. I really enjoyed Sean being on here, didn't you, Kathy? I thought he asked great questions and was involved the whole time. She might be getting the link, but Sean, you definitely didn't slow us down at all. And I like how you were asking me to measure stuff, and then you were telling me, like, you were breaking down the math for me, dude. I would have you on anytime. I really appreciate it.
I'm sending it to your messenger. The only thing is I haven't watched it yet, and I don't know if he did 2 of them or if he just reposted this one. So, anyways, it's coming to your messenger. But one is 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
No, Soldier
And
Girl.
one is 2 minutes and 8. So I think that he did 2 of them.
I haven't heard no funeral for Brian and a cremation ? No, I haven't heard anything. Kathy's been more of the present, and I've been more of breaking down the past. So I'm about to dig into all that, though, Soldier Girl. That's next, because the presentation is done. I mean, that's the best it could get. So that the whole from New York to Wyoming to September 1st is done. I did all the homework I think I could do, unless another site pops up or something. That is worked through, and then with the interactive map. So now I need to go from September 1st to the remains of Brian Laundrie. So yeah, we'll definitely look into that, Soldier Girl.
I think both of these videos are the same that I just sent you. I haven't watched them yet. Someone in the chat told us they were there, so I went to his Twitter and I've kind of got them pulled up to watch later. But I sent them to your messenger if you want to play them. This is the guy that's with Bullhorn Lady all the time, Jonathan Lee Ritchie's. So they went late today, to where they found his remains. And I have no idea what this video is going to show, but because I haven't watched it yet, but it's 2 minutes of whatever they did. And I'm sure he's probably going to post more, because I'm sure they didn't just film 2 minutes.
I forgot I had to reset the tab. Remember I was telling you I have to do that? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh, look at that. Did you know you could do that, Kathy? I just made a mistake. Look at the screen.
On StreamYard or the regular one?
On StreamYard, or the regular one. Look, if you click on a comment, you can bring it up.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, no one told me that.
Oh, yeah, because then it's funny, because
awesome.
if people want to see your map, they'll type in the chat, get rid of the comment, because it's blocking our view.
Yeah, but
so
that's
you have to
awesome.
go find them again
that.
and click on them again to get rid of it.
That's really cool. I never knew that, guys. I'm new to the StreamYard game.
I love StreamYards. The thing is, if you go over 10 hours in a month, though, it's like you're going to have to get a subscription.
Yeah, I might pay for it.
I paid for it when I first got it for like the first 2 years, because me and Matt were going live a lot, me and Edward too, with Vegas. But then when I started not using it as much, I was like, well, actually what they did is they automatically billed my credit card $200, and I wasn't expecting it because I was paying like a year in advance. So they auto billed me. So I'm like, oh, these are like invisible people. You don't even know who they are, how to find them. You know, because I had just signed up on a website. So I emailed them thinking I wasn't going to hear back, and told them I didn't want to renew for a whole year again. They automatically did it, and they actually refunded it. And then it's like you can pay by the month or in 6-month batches, or they give you a discount for like doing it longer, but it was $200 for a year. And I don't remember what it was if you just wanted a month or 3.
All right, we're going to play this video real quick.
Yeah, if you go to his Twitter page, there are other videos, and he's been in front of the Laundrie's house every single day. So if you don't follow him on Twitter.
All right, I gotcha.
I'm looking for him. Crap, now I lost him.
Let's see. You see? Oh, yep. Look. Look. Orange. Orange. Orange paint. Orange paint. Orange paint. So when we came yesterday, there was like palm trees purposely left over them. There was another one.
You can hear that, right, Kathy?
There's another one over here.
Yeah, I can hear it. I'm grabbing the link to his Twitter for people in the chat if they want to go subscribe to him and follow his stuff, because he's there every day.
You can see orange orange paint on the leaves. They definitely sprayed this area and then laid down palm trees leaves. So you had one there, you had one over there. So I'm just wondering if authorities found something in this area too. But you can see it's kind of, you know, there's a it's lower here, but then it's up higher here.
Looking at that area, it could have been flooded. From the air in a helicopter, it looks more green and lush, but there it kind of does look like that could have flooded.
Well, what the orange spray paint reminds me of is like animals again. Like animals got to the body.
Oh, animals scattered him all over the place. Yeah, they don't
Right.
have all his remains yet, I don't think.
Like that's what I suspected with Gabby's body.
Okay, so here's another one too.
Horrible as that is.
Orange spray paint.
That's why the orange spray paint is so random.
So
I would think. Because what they do is they might pick up a piece of the body and then leave a mark there. Like an orange spray paint mark.
Right off of that.
Well, yeah, it's like a notification. It's like if somebody else from CSI or whatever is, going to come in, it's like they need to know where this stuff went. Because like an anthropologist, if they pick up the bone and bag it, the anthropologists, forensic ones, when they go, it's like they're going to go and get the dirt out of that area because they're going to check for fragments and chips and everything, where the first person that grabbed it and put it in a bag might not have done. So I think that's why they like have to mark everything.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Got me and my boy Ted. We just chilling, hanging out.
Yeah, I think there are alert spots, like Fran just said. It's kind of like it's somebody that's collecting something or looking at something, and they need the big dudes to go take another look or whatever. It's like when you watch TV and it's like the regular cops are collecting stuff, and then when the brass comes in, they make them step aside so they can take over the crime scene. Oh, your dog is so cute.
Thank you. Thank you, Fran.
Teddy.
My little man. My little
thank
son.
you, everybody, for coming tonight, and we'll have another one soon. And
he's waving.
Oh, yeah, it's so cute. I post a lot of short videos and stuff on my channel, like as I'm digging stuff. Like I started today, I posted a little one with Kylan and Crystal stuff, just so people know I'm going to start covering that. But Chris does these good live streams all the time, so definitely keep watching the channels.
For sure. Thank you, Kathy. So we're going to wrap it up, guys. We're just about coming up on 4 hours now, so we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate all of you guys stopping by and chatting with us. Really go back and review the presentation that we presented in this live stream. It's really awesome. It really lays out everything about the murder of Gabby Petito. As tragic as it is, we need to, investigate that information so that we can find some kind of resolution to this thing, because since he's sniffing the mic, since the beginning, it's just been one crazy roller coaster ride. And everything I did on this live stream, I'm going to try to give away for free because #justice for Gabby. So I appreciate all you guys stopping by. I appreciate you, Truth Seeker, Kathy, for hanging out on the live stream with me and being awesome. Thank you. And do you want to close out with anything, Kathy?
No, I was just reading the chat. I just want to thank everybody for coming and look forward to the next one. And you guys have all been great. I love the way all the people in the chat have great information.
Yeah, me too.
I've got all kinds of notes written down just from things people have let us know in the chat. I would have never known about that Twitter thing because by tomorrow morning I would have been off busy doing something else. So I'm glad that someone posted that Jonathan Lee Ritchie's had posted. So I'm sure they're going to go back. They're poking around tomorrow too.
Yeah, and me too. All right, Fran, thank you.
Thank
Sean,
you, everybody.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Shoot me an email anytime, rightflightlife@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this video, give us a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring the bell for instant notifications.
And
if
share
you wanna,
the video. if you're in groups or anything like that, or on Twitter.
Exactly. Let's get the information out as far and as wide as we can. Share the video out so we can get people to come in and look at this information. The interactive map, make sure you get a copy of that. And soon I will have the presentation out there, either in pictures or a download or somehow hosted on a website. I'm going to try to do for you guys. And also, if you want to donate to the channel, this channel isn't monetized. You can go down in the description of this video and there's a donation link. It takes you right to PayPal. So simple and easy. I will see you guys next time. Truth Tracker from Flight Life, aka Chris. My name's Chris. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night, guys.
Truth
Peace.
Seeker out. Chris, your sound went out.